everything's been mixed and matched, and I can see overlays on both sides. But it's super weird right now. And the fact is none of it's good for the average American. There isn't any political party out there right now that's like the average American that's actually footing the bill. We want to do what's best for him.
Mm-hmm.
That party doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, I can agree with kind of like the sentiment behind that. For sure. 100%. All right, spin our pseudo right winger. Go ahead.
I knew you were going to say something. I knew it. I think he's a piece of shit. We deserve 9/11. Fuck you. That's all I'm going to say.
He said that?
Yeah, he's a piece of fucking dog shit.
Nope, gotcha, Calvin. Yeah, that's what he said. He said Americans deserved 9/11.
So it's okay to unalive how many fucking people? And firemen, other people. Ooh, I yield. Well,
let me ask you this: would you care whether he likes or hates Candace Owens?
I don't give a fuck if he likes her or not. I don't give a fuck. The comment that he made, he's a piece of shit in my eyes, and he will always be, and I will tell him so quickly.
Fair enough. All right. Okay, Ant, thoughts so far?
Son Piker's just to the left what a lot of right-wing content creators are. Like, he does commentary for that side of the aisle. It's content native to them. So it doesn't shock me that he's cheering this supposed divide he's seeing in the right, because we were doing it to the left, or have been doing it to the left for years, watching their fragmentation. So it's fair game. I don't like Hasan because he's cruel to his dog, and that's unforgivable.
That's true too. He zaps his dogs, Ben. He zaps his dogs.
I'm obviously against this fuck now. That's just
I don't need anything else. Like, the rest of the shit is just disagreements over political philosophy. And I can forgive that. Like, we butt heads all the time on these panels with very different ideas and ways to approach problems. So kind of not insulated, calloused to it, I guess. So it doesn't bother me as much.
So you're okay with him saying about 9/11?
He can say whatever the fuck he wants. It's what he does I'm more concerned about.
Okay.
It's called freedom of speech. It includes things that you don't want to hear. There's levels you can't go to, but I don't think Hasan's really gotten to there. Anyways, I don't want to go on about Hasan. DSA, that this week's or this month, what I don't know when they updated the website, or maybe I just never noticed it was always there. But I can't believe they've gone completely mask off. Like, they're not even hiding the fact that they are in fact socialists. They used to fight tooth and nail. Oh no, we're not socialists. We're democratic socialists, and try to make like some distinction between the two. And like, everything you're describing is just socialism with extra steps. And now they're not even trying to do the extra steps. They just want to completely flatten our system and build up this socialist state, which they think is going to be better than ours somehow, even though the whole last 100 years have shown us that socialist systems do not work, cannot work. Anyways, we can get into that later on the panel. That's all I got. You're muted.
I know, my daughter was talking to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Sorry. No, she's asking for stuff, of course, when I'm rating a position. Like, they always find the right time to ask you for something.
It was just the right time too, because I thought you were responding to me. I didn't know you were talking to someone else.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, you're right. The DSA isn't even hiding anymore. They're putting it all out there. That's why I played that interview, because that came out a couple weeks ago, and it was an absolute and Why are we not focusing on that? That should be our target right now. That is nuts to me. Debating someone over conspiracy theories that's WWF fun play when you're bored. But the stuff that I played of what the DSA said that they wanted to do, it literally undermines the entire concept of what an American government is. And that bothered me. That bothered me a lot. Why are we not talking about that more?
Yeah, it's much more interesting. I don't care about Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson debating a conspiracy theory that it doesn't make. Anyway, you're absolutely 100% right on that. I was like, why aren't we talking about something much more important that actually affect nationally? The Candace Owens debate isn't going to affect anything nationally.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All that did, like, the reality of that was it was like WWF fun play for us. Like we went to the theater to watch something fun. That's all that was. It didn't change anything. It didn't do anything. It didn't move the needle for conservative policies at all, or even lefty policies. Like it was none of that. It offered nothing to that. All it was fun play for the righties while we're in downtime. But the reality of it is we should be focusing on this crazy shit the DSA is trying to push out there and fight that.
Yes.
All right.
Agreed.
Fair enough. Effigy. You want to
fight? Yes, absolutely.
I love you so much.
First off, who fucking cares what Hasan Piker says? You guys are just trying to deflect away from your own stupidity right here. Because Hasan's been saying stupid shit forever. If you're trying to bring up the 9/11 quote, that's like, what, over a decade ago? If you haven't heard about it by now, that's your own fucking fault. Most of us don't care what Hasan says. I don't see why you should either. Like I said, this is just deflecting away from the fact that you right-wingers are so dumb that half of you believed into a conspiracy theory when the fucking killer was caught the day of. So I get that you guys don't want to look at the cavalcade of dumbassery that you've created for yourselves with this whole thing. But hey, this is your party, guys. We're only in the spectator seats. So don't try to blame the left or say like, oh, look, this is so bad. Because really all you're doing is red herring stuff. You're just trying to deflect away from what's going on. As for the DSA, liberals don't like it. It's stupid shit. And there is a strict difference. Social democracy is a lot closer to straight liberalism than democratic socialism is. So they are definitely a little bit closer to full socialism, communism. And they're starting to show that, which is why most of us on the left are against them. But I don't see why you guys should be pissing your pants on it when you've basically let in fascistic elements on the right way, way, way more than we've let in communistic elements on the left. We actually fight against those things and get it thrown back in our face. Like when the Democratic Party fought against Bernie Sanders and his people, then we get that thrown in our face. Well, guess what? We know how to protect our house. We don't want to let in illiberal shit like the right has done and let a fucking rando take over the party and then send us down into the fucking mud like you guys have. So this is really, like I said, just deflecting. I think we should focus on the fact that half your fucking party believes Candace Owens' fucking crazy conspiracy theories just because they're primed to believe that way. You guys have done this. Like yours. You guys have done this. You have primed your entire group of people to believe wackadoo shit. I mean, it's kind of super straightforward that the dude is the one who assassinated him. So like, it was never any question for anyone who's actually sane, which is why half your party didn't believe it.
Effigy, you want this streak that we had going on? Sarah knows what streak that that you actually.
It was always going to end tonight. Tonight was always going to be the night.
Spin. We're doing one at a time.
The night.
I'm sorry, Sarah, to interrupt, but I had to say it.
It's all good. It's all good. No, I love it. I love it. Why? Like, I love how immediately Effigy goes to fascists.
Sarah, that's the only fucking word they know.
Well, no, the basic argument is the same, right? We're both talking about each side letting in illiberal shit. Big L liberal, not little L liberal, big L liberal, because we are a liberal democracy. So when the right lets it in, it becomes fascism. When the left lets it in, it becomes communism, right? So we both have to fucking guard our left and our right.
But go ahead.
No, I don't have that wrong. I have that exactly right.
But then you have people like Hasan Piker making his way so sneakily into the left.
Why would you ever assume that Hasan is going to have any sway on the right? Why would any right wingers listen to Hasan? How can Hasan possibly have any influence on right wingers when they all
The
think he's an evil
nappy-headed
socialist.
motherfucker has a voice just like everybody
A
else.
voice for who, though? Who's listening to Hasan? People on the right? Are you guys serious? It's such a dumb argument.
It's going around viral on the fucking YouTube now, so somebody's listening.
I did see. This is why
yes,
it
of
pissed
course,
me
someone on the
off.
left would be like, "Hey, look at them! They're making a joke out of their own arguments."
I did see some right wingers come out and make this whole issue that, oh my God, Hasan is cheering and applauding for Candace, like we have to disavow her. And
yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb.
That's
if you
what
have
I'm
that
saying.
kind of metric, no, if you have that kind of metric, that is dumb. Who cares? You're setting yourself to not actually care what the factual information is. You're just sitting there saying, I have a metric of if any left winger agrees with me, I must be out of line with the right. That's fucking dumb. We can agree on shit across the left and right as long as it is within our own values, right?
And
so saying that just because a left winger agrees with it, that means I'm out of step with the right. That's dumb. That's a dumb metric.
Well, no. But he pointed out the wedge. Like he's creating the wedge.
No, you guys created the wedge. The right created this. The right did this. You're the ones who made Candace Owens a fucking superstar after she walked away from all that other shit. You're the ones who have this divide with Tucker Carlson and every other fucking right wingers that starts this infighting amongst you. We just sit back and laugh and watch. That's all we're doing.
This is why hold on. I think Effigy, you're agreeing with me then, because I'm over here pointing out this wackadoodle DSA bullshit and saying that this should be the shit we should be attacking. So do you agree with me there in my stance?
Oh, sure. I mean, I would be with you in attacking the DSA on that side, but I think it's more left wingers' job to make sure that doesn't infiltrate us than you guys can do anything about it. I mean, all the right's going to do is use the DSA talking points as like their own talking points to hurt the left in general. But the left are the only ones who can actually stop the DSA from actually getting a foothold within like the Democratic Party. You guys can't do shit for that. That's all us. The same way it's only up to right wingers whether or not a bunch of fucking fascist MAGA assholes take over the country and try to break the Constitution.
We already did, motherfucker, and we're going to stay there.
Oh, dumbass. I know you already broke the Constitution. I see it all the time.
And Candace Owens was only made popular by Charlie Kirk. Did you forget that? Oh, that's right. God damn it. Charlie Kirk was a right-winger.
I've never trusted Candace Owens.
It's all right wingers doing that shit.
Candace Owens started out in that Prager University and shit.
Yeah. She used to be
she was a big part of the was it called Blex? She did the Blexit.
Yeah.
But
she used to be at
before we all start jumping in here, I want to hand it over to Calvin. Calvin, hello, my love.
Hey, I think I should have gone before Effigy. He stole all my thunder. He said it more better. Yeah, he said it more better than I could have stated. But anyway, I think it's funny how when Candace was, had her sights, her eyes on the Black community and the Democrats, how she was platformed and uplifted by the right. Mm-hmm. And now that she got that same energy for Trump and Israel and Charlie Kirk, all of a sudden me don't like her no more. She's a problem, whatever. But I'm glad to see that she's a ecumenical abuser. She doesn't discriminate. So at least I can say that good about her. She's your problem now. Let her go ahead and do her thing to y'all. So but in terms of DSA in this thing that's going on, I guess it's the argument that's going to be trending towards when we get into election. That's going to be your how you attack the Democrats, the DSA. I think it's funny because
are you playing with your mic or something?
Yeah, sorry. Am I?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'll stop. Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. I think the Democrats need to be careful and not allow them to paint the whole party. That's what they seem to do. They want to paint the whole Democrat Party as this DSA movement or whatever the case may be. But in the same token, I would like if people out there putting these people up and thinking they can run for a ticket, at least this means there are enough people out there to represent their voice or their ideal. So it's up to them at this point in time to see if they can actually get elected. Now, the New York mayor or whatever he did or whatever the case would be. So that was one candidate. But we shall see what happens in this upcoming election. People will have to make their decision. I know despite my disdain for a lot of the progressive ideas and movement or whatever, I'm this Trump administration, as far as I need to do, there needs to be a stop, some type of break measure on them. So whatever comes my way, I know I'm going to vote. But that's my feeling in terms of DSA and a lot of the what's coming off their mouth. And also all of them, that one young lady, I don't think she represents every voice. I saw that weird. She just, I don't know. I haven't heard that type of message come from every DSA person, but
it's on their website.
Okay, my bad. I don't follow them. My bad.
Okay. All right. Did anybody have a thought to add in on what Calvin said? No? Wow.
Well, I kind of jumped the gun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I could, but not yet.
All right. Fair enough. All right, Caledonian, welcome back, my friend.
Hi.
What you got for us?
I'm going to be asking more questions than saying anything, because I think the problem of the US is that it's lost its internal coherence, it's lost its meaning, its identity, and it's fragmented into unstable parts. And I think the US is looking for that meaning again. And sometimes, they look. Some people look backwards into tradition and conservatism. Others look forward into progressivism. But my thing is, like with the DSA and socialism, I don't understand why. As a European, as someone from Scotland, we have the beverage system that was introduced in the 50s. We have free healthcare, free medicine, etc. And I don't understand why Americans feel so threatened by the advent or by free Medicare, free healthcare, free medicine being introduced into your society. As a European, I don't understand why you're so threatened by the DSA and socialism. So I want to just go through the panel. If you could answer that, why socialism is such an ominous, threatening philosophy to you.
Okay, well, let me we could put a pin in that piece a little further for later, because I know that there'd be a lot of people that would want to dispute whether like free health, like a universal healthcare system and so on and so forth, would be good or bad. But what I will answer to is the DSA is not pushing that narrative. What they're pushing is a complete what's the word I'm looking for? Deconstruction. Thank you. I'm like mixing all of my words together. What they're pushing right now is a complete deconstruction of our entire American government system and how we operate, which would remove even the ability for us to push for universal health care as from the legislative procedures and push that upward. They would remove our access to our judicial system and how we operate there.
Come on, guys. You have to go through the American system to do any of that shit, right? So when someone says, I want to abolish the Senate, what does that mean? What do they have to do that first? A constitutional amendment. So if any of this wackadoo shit even happens, it will be because 2/3 of the fucking country willed it to happen. So let's not piss our pants like a fucking political party can just come in here and rewrite the Constitution. That's not how our system works.
Yes.
And the Constitution will never be rewritten. Period.
But the thing of it is if you push that influence out, their target audience is the young, like the youth, and you can convince anyone to do anything if you offer them a lot of free shit, right? And so they're running on that horse, okay, and utilizing that as a Trojan horse to sneak attack in all of this other dumb shit. And again, if you promise a bunch of free shit, you can convince them to do just about anything. And I refuse to even allow it to make its way through the legislative system. I refuse to allow it to even try to get there. I don't know. I want to shut that shit down now.
Sarah,
okay.
Can I ask, do you feel that socialism undermines the organic authority of these institutions that have been organized throughout the centuries, that basically establish and enshrines organized social life in the United States.
No, Caldonian, the thing you have to understand about America is that all right-wingers in America think that socialism equates to Marxist-Leninism. That's all they think about when they think socialism.
And I'm just trying to understand. I guess I'm trying to figure out why. Why do they think that?
Because propaganda is a hell of a drug. That's why.
Well, I mean, if it works better for you, you can strip the labels and call it.
Right?
Hold on,
there's no difference, right? That's what they keep saying.
Hold on, be quick. We can strip the labels and just call it a command economy. You don't have to use the scary socialism word or free market. We just call it command economy, free market.
No, and why don't you just call it what the fuck it is? It would be a
economies
complete
can have a non-market
dictatorship.
allocation economy.
It would be a complete dictatorship.
It's a scale. It's like between the two, right? Mixed is still going to lean more towards one end or the other. It might adopt some regulations, so it's not a full laissez-faire free market, but it's still in the free market zone, right? Whereas China adopting some free market stuff in the late 70s and rescuing themselves from the perils of communism.
No. See, this is the exact problem we're having. There's nothing inherent in socialism as far as the widespread spectrum of socialism that disallows you to have a market allocation economy. This is what I mean when I say right-wingers only think that socialism equals Marxist-Leninism.
Say they can't have a market.
Just describing
the
that
is the entire market.
No, socialism is not inherently.
Hold on, we got to move on,
gentlemen. Let's let Kraut. Mick capitalist. Let's let Kraut kick in on his thoughts. Then we'll get Steve, and then what I'll do is we'll maneuver over into the gauntlet, and then I'm going to let you two play. Trust me. All right, Kraut, go ahead.
Please do.
Hey, what's up, Sarah? Damn. As far as the subject, I really don't know much about this guy other than the fact he was that little weasel that kept wanting to fight with people when you were moderating, right?
No.
Is that the same guy? Oh, it's not. All right. Yeah, I really don't know much about him.
Wow,
but,
that is so incredibly racist that you even said that.
No, racism would be me standing out front of New York ICE facilities.
You profiled this motherfucker based on his name being Hasan because the guy that I argued with happened to be Muslim, and you just social profiled, sir.
Hey, all right.
Weasel is correct, though, Kraut.
I'll cop to.
Weasel is correct.
Now hold on. Let me utilize this as a step to stand on. Do not join a panel, not know the conversation, not follow what anybody's talking about, and come in and say something completely opposite of what we're talking about and say, I don't know what we're talking about, but is this the thing with the this? That is panel bad behavior 101. Don't do that anymore, Kraut. Next time, pay the fuck attention or wait before you join. Right. Steve, someone who has been watching, I can't wait to hear from you, sir. I love this. Go ahead.
Well, you guys got to remember that Hasan Piker is an actor and an entertainer and a Nepo baby who doesn't believe anything that he's saying outside of what metrically he can show produces him money. He's a pretend communist with a handful of Porsches and a bunch of watches and all kinds of, closets full of freaking designer clothes. He's lying about all of that. He's not lying about the clothes or the cars. He grifted gullible teenagers to use their parents' credit card money to support his show in order to buy that. But when you get up in your big feelings, Spin, and we know you have big feelings, little
big
guy. Big feelings. You're just helping that guy. All you're doing is making his legend grow because you got up in your fifis about something that he had to say. And this is why I try to remind you guys to not be partisan hacks. Because when you're partisan hacks, you just help the uniparty. And all of the complaints that we have about government overreach, and all of the complaints that we have about what's being overregulated, what's getting a pass, what has no oversight, what has too much oversight. Every time that you feed into the partisan hackery, you guarantee more of that for longer because you can't get beyond surface level thinking, and it needs to change. It does. Hasan's a clown, and he needed to interject himself into a debate between two other limited hangout grifters. That's the only way that the grift economy works, is that the people who aren't at the center of attention of one particular spat inject themselves into that particular argument, try and suck some of the oxygen and some of the money out of the room. And idiots will fall for it every single time because you're fucking idiots. That's why. You don't have to be. That's a choice. But when you wake up and choose to be a partisan hack idiot every day, you just perpetuate this system. Please stop that.
Stop that. That's bad. Anyone have a thought to add in on what Steve just said?
We're not on the gauntlet.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to start working on shutting down the Raging Tomato side. We're going to move over to the gauntlet here in just a second. But Tom Carpenter says Gallup reports that 66% of Democrats view socialism favorably. 32% view DSA candidates favorably, according to Pew. So in the end, numbers say different. F-G.
Maybe I should.
Well, not all DSA candidates are the same. They don't all subscribe to the exact same thing. And a lot of them are just, riding the wave.
And Sarah,
but I mean, how is this surprising though? When the last 2 decades, right wingers have basically called everything on the liberal side socialist, and now everyone's just like, okay, well, if everything is socialist, why shouldn't we try it? So I mean, you guys can kind of thank yourselves too.
That's because it mainly. Never mind.
Liberalism has nothing to do with socialism, and you guys for 2 decades have been calling it that.
We're moving. It's okay. You can go ahead and kick off. Spin. Go ahead.
That's because everything the left and the liberals and the fucking dumbasses say is always, oh, we can do better. Yeah, how better are they doing?
It's almost a Faustian mindset where you feel that socialism is like making a deal with the devil and it's going to destroy you.
Oh.
To me, I don't get it. Where does this Faustian mind come from?
It just takes us back to feudalism, Vincent. All of a sudden, the fucking boss man decides how much of our own money we can keep. We don't actually get to fucking get ahead on our own fucking sweat of our own brows and choose what position we have in society, because that's the fact is most of us choose. Even if people want to go cry around about homeless, most homeless, they're either A, mentally ill and should be in an asylum, or B, want to be homeless.
I understand we got to avoid the robber barons, and we got to avoid getting into a state of neo-feudalism, something akin to 21st century feudalism. I understand that we want to avoid the slave and the master. I just think that offering some welfare provisions to the poorest and the most beaten down in society, it's not going to destroy you.
Well, welfare is a public good, not socialism.
For just a second. I am officially shutting down over on the Raging Tomatoes side. We are moving over to the gauntlet. If you know where you're going, get your ass over there right now. If you don't know where you're going, catch the raid, or my amazing, awesome moderator should be dropping the link into the live chat. Otherwise, you want to head on over to the Gauntlet on YouTube. It is at the Gauntlet Debate. At the Gauntlet Debate on YouTube. Thank you so much. We'll catch you over on that side. We're going to keep on going. Okay. All right. And I interrupted you. So go ahead
the problem, Vincent, is we have a country of 380 million people, and the number of people that are taking from the system is growing vastly, and the number of people giving to the system is shrinking at the same alarming rate. And at some point in time, when the ones that are sucking off of the system outweigh the ones that are fucking giving into the system, just like any other cancer, it kills the host.
Yeah, piggyback on. Let me piggyback off of that real quick too, because the other thing that the United States doesn't have, that countries that have like a blend of a socialist and capitalist economy, a couple of things that they don't have. One is a sovereign wealth fund that they're willing to use to invest back into their own citizens, like Norway does. You know, that's a big thing. The U.S. could have many times over. Alaska does, as an individual right-leaning conservative state, has a sovereign wealth fund for the state of Alaska, and everybody that lives there gets dividends from oil and stuff like that. Does help them out. That doesn't mean they can't go out and work. Doesn't mean they can't go out and be individual entrepreneurs and make money and stuff like that. They just have something on the back end to help.
Yeah, but when you suggest universal basic income, people lose their minds.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because again, propaganda, hell of a drug. There's a bunch of socialist programs in the U.S. that right wingers love every single day that they'd never admit to, but it is effectively the same blended socialist capitalist program. Like Medicare and stuff like that, Social Security. People bitch about it, but then you tell them you're going to take it away, and they have a totally different mindset. The other thing the United States doesn't have that a country like Norway that has that blended economy and a sovereign wealth fund has is a homogenous population. Norway is overwhelmingly one particular kind of people, and so there's less external forces of division and therefore scapegoating that takes place on the public level. And it has, like Japan does, a very high level of trust in their own society. They may not exactly trust particular members of government, but they have overall trust in their system of governance, which is a very different thing than trusting your government. But they have those high trust levels. The United States has absolutely none of that because we're shown over and over and over that our government hates us and wants us to die as soon as they've squeezed every last shekel out of us.
Speaking of shekels, James with the Big 10 says, I wish the right was 1/10 as fascist as Effigy thinks they are. The right is so soft. Yeah, we could be a lot harder, Effigy.
Oh yeah, you could, sure.
He likes it.
What you mean with the village you got in DC right now?
There's always more room to go full retard. So,
no.
Hey, Steve, can I ask you a question?
Hold on, I didn't hear what Effigy said.
I said there's always more room to go full retard, but it is pretty bad. I mean, didn't ICE just kill another guy a few days ago? I mean, it's not like it's good out there.
There it is. There it is. Oh my God, ICE. Oh my God.
Oh no.
It's such a horrible motherfucker.
I hate the secret police who cover their faces and ask papers, please. How dare I? How dare I be against that?
How
it's
the
like I'm some kind of
anti-Nazi.
How
do you think they're going to find people?
So you're for mass police
going
around
asking
How do you think
they're going to find people? Answer that question.
Arrest criminals who commit crimes.
Arrest criminals. Okay, they are criminals.
They haven't committed a crime in the U.S.
You can't dispute that they're a criminal, Effigy.
So, by your definition, everyone's
if you come into this country illegally, you've committed a crime, whether it's civil or criminal.
When I was 17, am I a criminal now?
Say that again.
If I ran a stop sign when I'm 17, am I a criminal now?
Yes, you broke the law.
And we're all criminals. Every single person in the country is a criminal.
Well, okay.
So why don't you stick everyone in jail so then we'll all be safe, Spin? Just all in a
We're
prison.
going to be safe.
Let's arrest the entire population and then figure it out later what we did. How about that? That'll be the ultimate safe state.
How about this? Get the fuck out of my country if you don't like it here. If you don't like what the government's doing, get the fuck out. Go to some other dictatorship where you will be so fucking happy.
Oh, I would say that to you. You guys are the ones trying to turn it into a dictatorship. You're the ones trying to change America. Nah, man, we're going to keep the freedoms. That's why we're fighting you assholes. We're keeping the freedoms.
You're not fighting us because we want to stay free.
If you wanted to stay free, you wouldn't be fucking the Constitution so hard. You wouldn't have rolling bans of mass fucking police asking papers, please, on the street.
Controlled by the government. It's just like the other dumbass that is in this panel that doesn't even live in this country.
Let me ask you a simple question.
It is so great. It is so great. No, it's not.
Spin. Let me ask you a simple question. Is having masked police ask papers, please, more or less like Nazi Germany?
I can't answer that one because I haven't been asked by masked police. I don't have to. I'm a United States citizen.
Were they there illegally?
Yeah. Were they there illegally?
Well, when you pass a law
Answer
that
the
says that no one's,
question.
I am answering the question, you dipshit. Let me
It's
answer.
a yes or no.
If you pass a law that says a bunch of people shouldn't be there, then yes, that's exactly what Germany did.
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
Are you guys
Is it
really going down
okay
the
for
German
them to
logic
ask you
road?
for
That's
your
crazy.
immigration papers?
Is it okay to run around and ask people's status? No, not in America. We have laws for that. You can't just. We have a Fourth Amendment that says you can't do unreasonable search and seizure.
That's
Cops can't
not an
just run up to you
unreasonable
and
search
presume
or
guilt.
seizure.
Asking papers, please, when you have no reason to.
That's not unreasonable.
It totally is unreasonable. The Supreme Court has said
In
it
your
is.
fucking eyes, it's unreasonable.
Yes, because I believe in the Constitution.
I believe in
Like
the
you guys.
Constitution too.
No, you
But
prove
does
you
the
don't every day.
Constitution say you can just walk into this country illegally and just stay here? The answer is no.
It doesn't say you can't.
Oh, so the immigration laws are unconstitutional.
No, we can write laws. That's
Okay.
fine.
If they're the law, it's the law.
But to get those people, to go after those people, you
Is
cannot
it the
break the
law?
Constitution and the constitutional rights of the
Okay,
entire
ICE
citizenry
is the
to go
person.
after them.
Effigy, you're missing the point. ICE
No, you're missing
or
the point.
immigration.
We've already done this, and we did it
Customs
better during
enforcement
Obama. We
is the
got rid of
ones
way more
that
people than
are-
you guys did.
Immigration, customs enforcement are the ones that are supposed to be enforcing those laws that are under the direction of the United States of America. If you're not
Okay.
here legally, guess
ICE was
what?
created in 2003. Who cares? They can,
Okay.
they can do just as well without them.
Why was it created? Why was it created after
Because the
after
Department of Homeland
2003?
Security was created, and everything was conglomerated into one thing.
Oh, okay. So blame the Department of Homeland Security.
That's
So we
why
should
it
just
was
let
created, 'cause everything
anyone
was
into this
smooshed into one
country,
thing.
give them everything like the
What did we do
fucking
before
BSA
2003,
and the
Stan?
liberals want to do.
Did we
Just
just not
let
have
them
any
come in
kind of
here, right?
enforcement? Before 2003, was there no enforcement of at all before 2003?
Okay, that's before 2003. That's before it became a fucking major issue.
For
Look
most of
what
the history
happened
of
in
the country.
2001. You know what, motherfucker? I spent 3 days away from my family to protect
Okay.
the United States.
But did you
Have
did
you?
reel yourself up to the
Have
border?
you?
Or what are you talking about?
Did you?
Oh,
Did you
boy.
ever protect this country?
Steve, bring us back around
I'm
where we
currently
belong.
protecting it from people like you.
No, you're not. You're a fucking avatar on fucking YouTube. You ain't protecting nothing.
What did you do in 3 days exactly, Spin?
I spent 3 days away from my family protecting Flight 93 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. I saw the destruction. I saw what those motherfuckers did. So when that motherfucking piece of goddamn dog shit said that America deserved 9/11, well, how about all the passengers on Flight 93 that perished because of the dumbass?
Woo! It's like there's a
Hi, Mom.
I carried little fucking babies and bodies and put them in bags. What was left of them?
That's horrible.
So I have a
but that's-
right to be fucking hostile. I have a right to my opinion. He's a nappy-headed motherfucker, and he deserves to get the shit stomped out of him for what he said.
Hey, can I ask
no,
Steve,
absolutely not.
I'll
cares?
pay
It was
50
like
bucks
fucking
to watch
decade ago.
Sven do the stomping.
Steve,
I
can
wanna
you,
ask
Steve,
something.
I've got a question to ask you, man. Right.
Shoot.
So the thing is, like, we've seen trillions of dollars just vanish overseas into distant battlefields, right? Well, you see your American infrastructure and infrastructure over here, and it's aged, it's broken down, right? And the people here and over there they're just struggling. They're struggling with economic dislocation in a way, right? They're not grounded, and under that kind of pressure, I think socialism is almost a collective instinct for self-preservation. We saw the beverage system emerge in Britain as a example after World War II, when the ship was bombed out of us by the Third Reich, and our infrastructure was devastated. So we created, the NHS, etc. Socialism, I think, can serve as a collective instinct to protect and preserve the people. What do you think to that?
Well, I think that socialism works for historically conquered cultures. So if you're a culture that is used to being subjugated, or you're used to getting your ass kicked, and you're used to having people who aren't from where you're from push you around and tell you what to do.
Do you mean accepted by?
Yeah, it takes root.
Okay, because you said it works for. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I think in terms of taking,
kind of agree here a little bit.
In terms of taking root, like it works better to take root in historically conquered cultures. The United States is somewhat unique in that it's a culture that is built on the marketing of individualism and built on the marketing of liberty. There's I think it's Steinbeck, and then I'll let you jump in, Ant. I'm sorry, but or it's at least attributed to Steinbeck, where it's the reason that socialism hasn't taken root in America is because everyone views themselves as a temporarily embarrassed millionaire, and that's just the driving ethos behind it. Is I may be down right now, but I don't need no fucking handouts, and I'm gonna go come up tomorrow.
So I don't think it tracks it with conquered people. I think what it tracks with is these cultures already are collectivist by heritage and culture, more so.
They're coming out of feudal systems.
I mean, the Amish would be socialist if that's the case.
I don't. Amish are as hard communist as you can get. They're a full communist.
Yeah, they are.
They're also
communists. Well, sure, on the outside, but internally they're more communist. But they have
I would agree with
their dollar
simply
is
because they went through the feudal system, right? Like all of these places where the virulent forms of socialism, where Marxist-Leninism took place, they were coming out of a feudal system, right? They never had a chance to go through anything post-feudalism, which is why they were so easy to quickly catch up and pick up the virulent form of socialism that led them straight into a totalitarianism system.
Russia and China were imperial systems, not feudal. But they were past feudalism. They were into pre-industrial or industrial in some cases.
But Russia and China has something in common with America. They are both large continental states. I think they're called tellurocratic states, and tellurocratic states tend to be very conservative and traditional. And that's one thing that where the United States is very divergent, almost schizophrenic on, whereas at once they are a philosocratic state that focuses on maritime expansion and commerce and trade with other parts of the world, and then on the other side these are very focused on the interior, focused on conserving your traditions and your values, and there's that clash, and you see that clash manifested in your politics with the Democrats and the Republicans. You're not quite sure where you are. That's how it looks from over here.
Okay.
Well, we've got we have a massive media apparatus they refer to as the fourth estate that is effectively a part of government. There's a whole thing going on right now where Jake freaking Tapper was being interviewed by Barry Wise, and Jake Tapper goes, "Barry, you're not going to believe this, but during the Biden administration, everybody knew that Biden wasn't the president, that he was, there was a group of advisors that were making all kinds of decisions, and old Puddin' Brain wasn't really up to much." And that's something that anybody could have said 5 years ago and been accurate. But the way that the fourth estate works, it works as a filter, a buffer, and a pressure release valve all at the same time. When you hear Spin foaming at the mouth and screaming and aneurysm popping and all that kind of stuff, he's doing Rush Limbaugh's show from 1992. There's nothing, not a word different from it. It's the exact same thing that Rush was saying 35 years ago. And Rush was doing it for entertainment first. And then second, because he kind of wanted to grift his way into the American political establishment. Great broadcaster, legendary broadcaster, but knew he had to get second to third grade reading level talking points out in a bombastic manner in order to convince surface level dipshits that their enemy was their neighbor instead of their government that hates them.
Hey, Steve, I need to ask you a question, bro, because I'll be real. The last week I've been reading nothing but economics. Did you say Norway has a capitalist and socialism economy?
It's a blend, yeah. They
Most modern
definitely let
economies are
people
hybrids.
independently own businesses and operate. There's no independent ownership of business in Norway.
Yeah, and in
Yeah,
fact, Norway's
that's not
sovereign
true.
wealth fund has so much money that the only reason they don't pay off their national debt is because they're making more money in interest than what they're paying in interest on the debt. Or else Norway is one of the few countries in the world that has a net positive economy.
The only nationalized industry in the Nordic system is oil. Everything else is private.
Well, they also have free healthcare, free
Yes,
school.
because
It's all-
they
that's
have
what I'm
also
saying.
very high
Elements
taxes.
of
That's not socialism. That's a public good that they pay.
Yes, it is.
through
See, this
a
is what I mean. You guys
capitalist
keep
system.
narrowing socialism to just Leninist Marxism. That's
Yeah.
not
No,
just
I am
what
not.
socialism means.
I am not. You're the one that wants to this mixed, so everything's socialism, and that's
mixed. No, it's
fucking
mixed
retarded.
because
No,
there's
all
private
modern
industry
economies
and
are
there's
hybrid.
public
All of them.
institutions.
No, the only reason a free market is mixed is because the government is stepping in and is putting in regulations like safeguards, like you
Hey,
can't sell
you're
fraudulent products. It's not the same as
You're not
letting
going to get a
control of all the factories,
pro-government.
and suddenly the only place you can get a car is from the government. They're completely
Which
different
also
ends
doesn't
of the
exist in
spectrum.
Norway. But you're not going to get a pro-government argument out of me. I'm just describing things as they exist. I do not like government, period. I don't care what color or shape of their hat. I don't.
You're
I don't.
describing them incorrectly, though. A lot of people are confusing a social democrat with democratic socialism.
No,
Social
I'm not
democ-
confusing it.
Yes, you are. So
we're
let me
trying
finish,
to
bro.
drill it down.
Let me finish. Social democracy isn't even an economic, really. It's a tool used to raise taxes higher. And that's what Norway works off of in a capitalist system. Now, me and Ant agree pretty much on everything when it comes to economics, except the distinction between socialism and social democracy. Socialism is a tool used to get rid of private ownership and give it to a collective or the government. Social democracy is a tool used to raise taxes. If you don't know that, you need to educate yourself.
Do you feel better?
No, I'm just saying you're saying some wrong shit about Norway.
There's literally nothing wrong that I said about the way that Norway
You
functions.
said
But
they have a socialism economy. That's wrong right there, bro.
no, I
Sorry.
said they have a mixed economy. Like pretty much
And you
all
said it involves socialism,
governments
so you're
do.
wrong.
Well, maybe you slipped, but you did mention that they were part socialism as part of the mix. I don't remember your exact
there are
words.
Socialist elements and capitalist elements. Yes.
It's not.
100%.
It's a public good that they pay for through high taxes.
And if they
Is
paid
that
It's not the
collective
same as
ownership
socialism at
in
all.
any
Poorly
fashion?
capitalist, but because they're using the apparatus of the state for it, it makes it much more socialistic than
Yes.
capitalistic.
Collective
It's
ownership.
expensive as hell in Norway.
They
Yeah,
don't have collective ownership. What are you talking about? I told you the only nationalized industry in Norway is the oil industry. Everything else is private.
And
We're
their
getting is collective
university
ownership
system,
of shit.
and their healthcare system, and their football
Their
system.
healthcare system is paid for through high taxes.
Right, that's the socialist.
People that
part.
work. No, that's not socialism. Collecting taxes is not socialism.
Well, it's
Could
theft.
consider it a
You're right.
socialist
No, it's not
program, but it
that.
wouldn't fall in your socialist economy.
If you want public goods, they have to be paid for. If they're going to be paid for, that requires taxes, and taxes can't be voluntary.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you introduce the
Right.
free rider program.
And
Yeah.
don't
You want to be the
forget,
free rider,
don't
so
forget,
fly all over
universal,
all you want.
and don't forget, if universal health care comes to the United States, guess who fucking controls it? The
The
government.
government. That,
And
I
guess
love
what?
how they.
If you need a knee surgery, you're going to have to ask Uncle Sam if you can have that fucking knee surgery. Let me tell you, they might get back to you in 6 months. Oh, well.
I mean, even Canadians have told us don't do this. It doesn't work.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's
It
private
doesn't work.
healthcare. Private
you can get-
healthcare is a nightmare. Government-run healthcare is a nightmare because it's all based off of Rockefeller medicine, and it's an industry. It has nothing to do with healing an individual or giving health care.
Yeah,
It's
I could definitely 100%. Like, I hate our healthcare system 110%. I think we should do away with it. I think maybe we could have something more like supplemental for the big stuff, right? If you're gonna have, if you get cancer and things like that, and the shit that actually costs like really atrocious prices. But I also don't think that healthcare insurance should be paying the hospital directly. I think it should be something that you're saying, hey, I paid X amount. My insurance covers X amount, up to X amount. I'd like X amount, right? I don't think we should be asking permission from the insurance company to utilize the very insurance that we're paying for.
So
I think we should be paying cash for most of our shit. Going to a primary healthcare doctor could cost you probably no more than $150 for a visit for a regular annual checkup. If you're a generally healthy person, paying $150 that one time is not that bad. Going to the doctor when you're sick, if you go to like urgent care, you're still not paying anything more than that. Getting a basic. I think if we actually, the only reason why it's more expensive is when you start pushing it through the insurance company. And I use this example all the time because I literally watched it in real time happen. My insurance company, they had cut off they cut me off. It was like a weird thing. I don't even know what the fuck happened still, but they completely canceled me out. My physical therapy was trying to bill them, and what they were billing them was about $5,000. Okay, for 10 visits, 10 physical therapy visits. That's one visit a week, 10 visits. They were billing them for $5,000. All right. When the issue came up that my physical therapy, the therapist people recognized it too late and said, oh my God, hey, this happened, XYZ, what do you want to do? And I said, well, how much is it just to pay cash? Right. And they said it's $70 a visit. And I said, oh, okay, that's $770. Well, then at one point they said, hey, what are you going to do about this $5,000 bill? And I said, what $5,000 bill? They're like, oh, we're trying to charge your insurance company $5,000 and they're denying it. I'm like, yeah, because I'm paying cash. I'm paying cash. And they're like, oh, then it's only $770. That's a huge fuck. It's more than 5 times what I would actually pay in cash. 5 times.
Do you know
Sarah, wouldn't you rather not pay anything?
Oh yeah, sure.
And I'm serious. Over here, you don't pay. You don't pay.
No. You are de-incentivizing the idea of doctors being doctors. Okay, they do it because they want to do it, but they ain't gonna do it for cheap dollars either. With the amount that they pay to go to school for that education, so on and so forth, all of the work that they go through 8 years of medical school. Come on. No, I absolutely
over here they can still work at, say, institutions like BMI that are private medical organizations.
No, you're putting it back onto the government, Daddy, to take care of all of that, and I don't trust that system. They can't even figure out how to keep our pharmaceuticals low. Absolutely not.
If you just think about this, right? If you're in a situation where you're having to go to see a GP, your general practitioner, your doctor, or you're sick and you're on 3 or 4 different medications. Over here, you're not paying £1, $1 for any medicine. You can see your GP. You could get an appointment within 2 or 3 days. You don't pay $1 to see your GP. You don't pay $1 for any medication.
What is your populace there?
There ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
Hold on, Khaled. We are still paying for it. At the end of the day, we are still paying for it. And unfortunately, what's going to happen there is some of us are going to be paying more than others. And that's not right. I don't think that's fair to make everyone else carry the bill while others get it, because then now I have incentive to not fucking work. If I can go to daddy government and get free food, free healthcare, free housing, free this, free that, I'm not going to fucking work. This is like the teacher who ran the drill.
Free, you're paying for it.
For example,
if I'm not working, I'm not paying taxes.
That's the same thing. It applies to every program that's socialized out there, like mail and other things. So what's the difference?
That's why everybody has a problem with those programs, because there's too many people not putting in, and now they're all going, you know what? It's I make more just taking instead of trying to put into the system.
It's the free rider problem.
There are people out there that are on fucking welfare, SSI, all this other bullshit out there driving around Chrysler 300s and fucking Cadillac Escalades, haven't worked a day in their fucking life. How does that fucking happen?
That's not
well.
social.
Hold up. Sarah hit the head on coffin. Now I can't agree with we pay into Social Security, but welfare, yeah, absolutely. And Sarah made a good point. Where's the fucking incentive? Where's the incentive to work, to come up with new ideas? If you ain't got to fucking work, Big Daddy government got your back anyway, and then somebody else is paying shit.
It gives you meaning in life.
It doesn't. No,
meaning in life
yes,
is
it does.
sit on your ass and do nothing.
No, it gives you meaning in life to go.
Crazy
and work.
how insular our perspective is over here in America. We pretend like literally nothing else exists.
I want to hear your thought.
It gives you a sense of meaning and purpose.
Number one, if you remove the insurance company from the system, okay. Again, I could be agreeable to kind of like some private supplemental, maybe for the big shit. But if we remove them, number one, we don't have medical assistants who have to sit around doing billing codes all day and trying to figure out how to bill and arguing with the insurance company. I have a doctor right now arguing for my daughter because the insurance company doesn't want to pay for the shit that does work for her, and they only want to pay for the generic shit. And we had to show that the generic shit ain't working on her numbers, right? So without going into details. But like my doctor has to waste time writing a fucking letter to try to figure out why the one that actually does work should be paid for versus the one that they're only willing to pay for. That's retarded. That's capitalism. Retarded. No, that's retarded.
It is. No, basing your health insurance off of cost is 100% capitalism's fault.
Why am I paying for insurance that doesn't insure the shit that I need?
You shouldn't be.
Right?
That's my point. You shouldn't be.
What I'm saying is my whole point here is if we didn't actually have to go off of insurance companies and arguing with them and all this money that goes into admin costs and this and that and another, our shit would actually be cheaper. You do the math, you figure it out, our shit would actually be a lot cheaper. What we're paying for is overhead, and that pisses me the fuck off.
We're not just paying for overhead. Hang on, you're paying for malpractice insurance on behalf of the hospitals and HMOs because the doctor is the number 3 killer in America. More people die from going to the hospital than they do like 85 other things combined because they're death centers, because they're reflective of the institutions that they bribe in order to maintain their status as death centers. The hospitals, the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry bribes the government to maintain this system. It's one hand washing the other. And because the government is a bloodline kid diddling death cult, and they've merged with yet another kid diddling death cult in industry.
Can you just stay specific on the point instead of going into conspiracy land? Like, come on.
Okay, we can actually prove that all of this is true.
Can we come back?
Well, no, you make good points until you like start flying off into the clouds.
What?
But there's another side. The fact that you're paying about $1 trillion every year on your military. I don't
mean I'm flying off into the clouds. I'm way down in reality land. You're off somewhere thinking that you can vote your way out of a technocratic oligarchy. I don't know. I mean, can you vote your way out of an oligarchy? Jimmy Carter said it was an oligarchy almost 20 years ago. Can you vote your way out of that? I'm trying to get you to understand.
Jimmy Carter said it?
Yeah.
No, that's not how that works.
No, I mean, he admitted that the United States was an oligarchy. If he can do that, surely.
That was his opinion.
Mussolini described fascism as corporatocracy, bro.
It's true. It's true. It is. Yeah. Fascism is just an earlier form of what we're experiencing currently. Yeah.
Anyways,
but arose by any
healthcare problems, which is a much more interesting conversation. It's basically a result of over a century of layered regulations that they were designed to protect us, but over time, it's become more of a burden for anybody who's trying to actually enter the medical field and compete. Now all that exists are large companies that actually have the resources to meet all the regulation and get the license for the doctors and all that stuff. Like, it has been made insanely expensive over the last century to become to be in the medical
payer system would be great then, because then there's
no, it wouldn't. No, the opposite is the solution isn't just jumping to the opposite thing. You're like, oh, free market bad, therefore we must be socialist. That's retarded.
Well, it's not really free market.
Hold on. Backstage, I've got Joe motherfucking Cool waiting to come up here and do his famous laugh at all y'all bitches. If you'd like to get Joe Cool up here, I certainly want him up here. Send in 10 bones. Not only can you boot someone else off of here, which all of you are up for targets practice, but you can get Joe motherfucking Cool up here, and that $10 will also help with your dono goal that you need to continue the show. So who's going to do it? Who's going to be a superhero? Who's going to make me a happy little tomato? Go. All right, back to you guys.
Benjamin, do you not think there's been an abandonment of collective self-preservation in the United States?
100%. There's an abandonment. We've given all that up to the government, and it's part of the scariest part of the socialistic society. The government hasn't done us well.
But the collective there is the operative word. That you don't seem to band together to want to focus on institutions that can preserve and conserve your well-being, your health.
Right. This is why
I agree with what Ann said, that they've absolutely over fucking regulated the system to where it's driven small town doctors out. You could have at one point in time went to the small town doctor for 95% of what you had going on and paid almost nothing to do it. They'd probably you're probably looking at more like $50, and they're at some little office in town, no big deal. But all that shit's gone by the wayside because they're all regulated out of existence, and absolutely ridiculous. And that's all to keep the money in one little pot. And that pot is the hospitals. They're the ones that make the big bucks. You'd be shocked how often the doctors donate their time and things like that because they realize that the person can't afford it. The hospital and the insurance company raking us over the coals. That all those people, they don't need to be involved in this at all. And we don't want the government involved in it because the government doesn't get to tell us anything.
Ben, if the insurance companies are at fault, if the hospitals are at fault, if the government is at fault, then what are you going to do in regards to your healthcare? What's the remedy to that?
The remedy would be to take our power back from the government. And that would include deregulating the system, which I understand is absolutely gonna have some people that aren't exactly up to snuff in that. But that's what a true free market is. Then we go, oh, hey, Dr. Rusty Needles, I should maybe not go see him. I hear that he doesn't do well. But doctor down the road here, this guy's got excellent results. And I should go see him, and we get our free market back, and we get small town doctors back. The government stepping in.
Isn't it also a suicidal ethics there? Because for those that can't pay for those good doctors, what do?
Not everybody makes it.
Oh, they die.
They die. So what? No one cares if they die. That's what I'm saying about collective self-preservation.
It's been human history. You're in better shape now than any other point in human history. I don't know what you're whining about.
I like what you were saying, Ben. You know, the thing is that the fucking insurance companies get to write their own regulations.
Yeah.
So regulations aren't necessarily a bad thing. It's about how they're applied and who gets to write them and how they're actually implemented. Who's making the money off of them? Because really, regulations are there for a reason, right? Regulations are there because somebody fucked over the system, and we need to regulate the system.
Well, this is what I was saying just a second ago. This is why people are leaning towards socialistic stuff, is because people aren't feeling like the government's doing this to them. They're feeling like they're having money extracted from them. They're being squeezed like dry rags to get one last drop of water out. It's not the government that's doing it. It's every
wait till you're a cog in the socialist machine.
That takes the money away out.
Then.
They aren't wrong, Effigy, but the problem that they're not understanding is the very corporations extracting that out of them are the ones running the government. They're the ones that literally your fucking senators are sitting there, and some guy walks up with a fucking stack of papers this thick and lays them down in front of him and says, you're voting yes on this. or you're voting no on this. And that's the end of the story. They tell them how to vote. They write
I
the bill.
agree. Hence why I said that they're going to vote in people who are increasingly antagonistic doing that kind of ideology. They're trying to put people in who are so diametrically opposed to even the idea of capitalism that they know that they will come at them first and be like, fuck these companies. They can fucking burn if they don't want to help people. Like that's where we are, because people are so extracted at every single moment of their life. Like their rents, their utilities, their groceries, everything is just pinching every penny of their existence out and making it to where their entire life is nothing but wake, sleep, work. Like that's it. Like that's all you can do is work and sleep.
I don't disagree for one moment. Where the problem comes in is our paid off politicians through things like Citizens United, where they don't vote anymore. Like I just explained, the corporations. So, but what we're able as an American populace to control is our government. So we should be making our government answer to it. So the fucking problem is the partisan politics that props this system up.
All right, Calvin is my savior and wants to get Joe up here. But first, Calvin wants to ask his 2 questions, and we are all going to be respectful and polite because he paid $10 and we're going to let him do it. Go ahead, Calvin.
Yeah, I have a question, sir. You can probably speak for the whole panel.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think we can all agree that insurance by itself is more expensive if we had to come out of our pocket to pay for it, and most people can't afford it, right? Is that fair to say?
I think at the end of the day, like with what you pay towards insurance, what your company pays if you have insurance through them, and then all of your out-of-pocket expenses on top of that, it would have been way cheaper to put that same amount of money in a stock portfolio. Okay. And let it gain interest and just take from it when you need it. Like literally would have made more money doing that way, especially now if you have major medical issues, that's a totally different story for the most part. But if you just take, like if you're a regular person, you go to the doctor when you're sick, you have something going on, XYZ, you simply taking, I don't know, $300 out of a portfolio. You're gaining anywhere from like 6 to 12% interest on it to begin with. Like you're always winning. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I would rather invest in myself than to invest in an insurance company that's going to either give me permission or not give me permission to utilize the insurance that I'm fucking paying for and what I'm allowed to pay, like what I'm allowed to use it for. If I put that money in a portfolio, I can use the money however I need to.
It's interesting you say that, because you're having the same complaint that you say you would have with the government if they controlled it, that you're having with the private sector and them controlling it. So I guess that's an interesting conundrum. But I asked that question only because, and before I forget, it sounds like you should write your local Republican congressman and pass me your plan so they can at least have a plan for the Republicans as it relates to addressing the health care crisis. But I only asked that question because to me, or for most people, it seems like in America, you would only have insurance, or most people right now who have health insurance is because their job and their employment being able to, finagle, and once they lose a job, they don't have access. So that is, I guess, my biggest concern. Do you have a problem with insurance only being accessed being by way of job or whatever the case may be? And yeah, that's my main question.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people access it via their company, but now you're putting the burden on the company. So instead of being able to get paid more, right? Because that's included in your salary is what they pay. Why are you shaking your head?
Oh, well, with some companies, yeah, but with a lot of them, no, it's your insurance is taken directly out of your paycheck.
Yeah. But what
it's not your company.
No. What I'm saying is your company will either match match a certain amount or pay a certain amount, or you're paying it all together on your own. However, comma, that is still a portion of your salary because they have to provide that insurance program to you, right? They still have to pay for that program. They're still investing in it, right? That extra cost. Now that's, again, more overhead. Just like I said earlier, we are paying so much in medical costs because we're paying for fucking overhead. We're not paying for actual medical care.
So this is the original argument for quote unquote single payer government healthcare, is that you increase the size of the insurance pool, which includes all of the healthy people. You scrape a little bit from all of them into one general fund, and then the people who are truly sick don't have to go bankrupt or start GoFundMes in order to pay their medical bills, which in theory, maybe not terrible. The problem is we have the United States federal government in the middle of that, which is, again, it hates you and wants you to die. And
so your solution to government overregulation is more government. Got it.
No, you did not get what he said.
You're asking for. You're an actual fucking idiot. I said,
no, I'm not. That's what you just asked for. You're so dumb.
What I said was,
pay $10 to make me, bitch.
Is my opinion. I think this is the way things
Aunt said so.
You fucking dolt. What I said was the original argument.
Why?
Is because you're an idiot out loud on purpose.
Let's let Calvin get his next question out.
I am not advocating this as a system. I am saying that's what the argument is.
I'd like to jump in on this really
out
quick.
of your ear.
Also, we also have a pretty much free system. It's called Medicare. There is one part of Medicare that is completely free. So
nothing free about it. We pay a lot.
Hold on. Calvin, did you have another question? Because you said two questions.
Well, that I have a wrap up, but you can go ahead and let FPG. I'm interested in hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in because number one, the worst part about a private insurance is their profit motive. If a private insurance has a healthy profit motive, it means they're trying to find ways to not give you the insurance that you're paying for. That's my number one thing that I would say as far as getting universal or government health care, because then they wouldn't have a profit motive. Secondly, what we just tapped on is one of the other big problems. Is the only way that people can get a price that is reflective of collective bargaining is if you are with an employer who has a large pool of people in it.
Exactly.
And that's what they tried to do with the Obamacare. They tried to make a pool, and that's why a nationalized healthcare would work, because it would be an enormous pool where you would have a ton of people who aren't sick who are paying for the people who are not.
Exactly.
And it's also one of the things that stagnates our employment economy, because people get locked into jobs specifically because they want healthcare and they can't lose it. They literally cannot lose it. So they get stuck in places where they don't belong, or they wouldn't do better.
See, he's gonna represent me after I leave, but yeah, and that's the reason for the mandate. I guess it was a 2K mandate if you didn't pay have healthcare through the whole year. But
the healthcare mandate.
So it just forces everyone to participate in a system that they're going to ultimately benefit from. But I just reject the notion of having to have a job in order to have access to healthcare, and that's why I see a lot people in it. I don't think that's right. I don't think that.
Stop you from taking care of your own health.
How did Obamacare work, Calvin?
Well, it was a giant blowjob to the insurance companies.
No shit.
Obamacare
18 months until the fucking.
Citibank,
because they forced out the public option.
The guy's cabinet. What'd you think he was gonna do? Like Obama was the most corporate friendly president that we've had in a very long time.
It's actually Mitt Romney care. If you
can't disagree with that. Yeah.
It is Romney care because it was passed in Massachusetts as Romney care before it was Obamacare.
100%.
But frankly, it came down to two senators as to why we didn't get the public option. If two senators stopped having the public option,
got bought off, and he said he got bought off.
Yeah,
Calvin, any other
Obama socialism work for you?
Calvin, any other follow-ups to that?
That's all. Thank you for the time. Thank
Yeah,
you.
spin.
Aw,
It's
thank
not
you,
Obama
Calvin.
socialism
Like
when it's a giant blowjob to the
Obamacare
insurance.
wasn't even socialism. It was
Yeah,
it was
no,
a hugely capitalistic way of
raw
trying to fix things.
capitalism, unbridled
free
fuck
market.
you peasant capitalism.
No, like I just said, the public option got kicked out. That was the socialism.
Joe Cool. How are you, sir?
Good to see you. Hold on. Cut a line.
Y'all need to learn the difference between socialism and public goods. They are not the same fucking thing.
Since
Now, I
when
got
do
a
we get
question for
to
everybody.
prescribe where our tax money goes
Hold
to?
on. That's a good piece. I'd like you to elaborate it, Ant, because that way it'll keep us all in the same zone.
Okay, so public good. It's something that we agree to collect tax for and fund and create. So like our fire departments, police departments, these are things that don't really work in the private market. I mean, you could have a private police force and a private fire department, but and there's actually no law against it, although there's some regulations on performing the duties, but you can do it. Why don't they? Because it's not profitable, but we do need those things. And I guess there's some limited areas where there are private, but I'm talking about by and large in this nation, we don't have private fire departments. And okay, those are public goods. Socialism is the state seizing control of a market for the state and excluding all others. That would be that'd be a more socialistic part,
Like
that something that could happen. Huh?
Like taking a percentage
Like the U.S. mail.
Yes,
Like
U.S.
the
I said earlier, right?
Yeah, the U.S.
Yeah, like the post
completely
office.
owning and regulating like the singular points for access to any for food, Wi-Fi, electricity, all the other utilities. Like if they took over all of those zones and said, "Listen, we want to make sure everybody has access to all this stuff. We want to make sure everybody can get the piece of it. So we're going to take over this, like one round of, one unity of all this bullshit. We're going to take over it." But see, now they control it completely, and you actually create a monopoly. But the government owns the monopoly. Where's Clay at? We need to talk about monopoly
It's like a
again.
super monopoly
It's a
because
super monopoly.
the people that could regulate that monopoly are the people who have the monopoly.
Right.
So it protects
So
itself.
it's like me saying,
Well,
"Hey guys,
no.
I get to
yes.
control the market. I get to control the market, but also I'm the only person who benefits from the market."
And no,
That's
because
what that
you're
is.
only.
It sounds like that's what y'all was saying about medication.
Killing
This
a
entire
market.
time. It sounds like that's what y'all was saying about
It's
medication.
literally
right now.
killing a market.
The government is
happening with
in bed
medication.
with Big Pharma, and they get to charge whatever the fuck they want because they in
Mhm.
bed with the government, and we don't have other choices and options. Sound like
we're
a roundabout
by
socialism.
import restrictions. Like all these countries can make like generic
right?
drugs and stuff and,
No.
at very cheap prices, and we're not allowed to import any of it, even though most of that shit was
Right.
developed over here. It's really dumb. We have some really dumb laws that are really fucking us over.
They're not
Really
dumb. They're
quickly, just
insidious.
to
They're
jump
made
back
that
on
way
the
for a purpose.
firehouse thing, really quick. Is it true or is it not that the firehouse is not allowed to have any competition?
I didn't say that.
Is it
Well,
true or is
I
it not
guess
that if the fire department didn't exist, that there would be an entire market of free market, privately based firehouse services around?
Could you
if it didn't
imagine
exist?
though? Hold on, because
So yes,
could you
it's the government taking over an
imagine?
entire market and saying that there can be no competition in this government-run market?
They haven't-
So come
they
on.
Well,
haven't said
hold
that,
on though, Effigy. In the case of an emergency, right? Your house is on fire and there are 3 local competing fire departments. Are they going to sit there and barter with you on who can give you the cheaper deal?
They're
no,
not
just
competing,
fucking put
though.
the. That's what I'm saying, though.
It doesn't
That's
change
why.
the fact that he's right
One
by
will serve the
saying
browns and
right
one will
now
serve
it's a
the yellows.
monopoly. He's still right. It's still a
But the-
monopoly
Yeah.
right now.
No, because you can start up a private fire department right now. There's no law against it.
Ant isn't wrong. We actually saw this in the Hawaii fires. Everybody made a big deal because Oprah had a private fire department, and Oprah's estate was saved just fine. But everything
I cannot
downtown
believe they would
hell.
allow that. They'll make a law
Yeah.
next
And
week.
guess-
No
and guess
sense
what?
they're gonna let that happen.
And guess what? Oprah denied access to fire vehicles in an evacuation route to go through her property because they said, "Oh, the cars will drive on it, and who's going to pay for the damage?"
Well, that's
blah,
kind of
blah,
like
blah.
that's a tangent, but
Is that what they
but
said?
but
I'm
the
just
point,
saying, Oprah had private firefighters, so they
Right.
do exist.
yeah, you can, but the idea is that like that she's choosing to pay for that. She's choosing to pay for that. But what Ant is saying is that these are basic things that we as a society have determined, like, we want to have this available to all of our communities, and it's not a profit company, right? They're not like we're not going around setting houses on fire just so we can make an extra, grand this week, right?
Oh boy. Let me introduce you to Cal Fighter sometime.
Oh boy.
Also, not all firefighters get paid either. They got to have a second. And I know this.
Some of them are prison labor.
Yeah, my wife's brother was a firefighter, like a voluntary firefighter, should I say, for years, and he didn't start getting paid until like 2 years ago. So I don't even know why we're arguing this on like a socialist or economic level.
Why there was no argument. He was just pointing out.
You want to know why volunteer fire
may not have been
departments
correct, since we now know Oprah had one as well. Go ahead, Sven.
Kraut, you want to know why volunteer fire departments become paid? You want to know the reason?
I would have to do to experience and seniority. Like I said, my brother-in-law.
No. Listen to the question. Do you want to know why volunteer fire companies go paid?
Yeah, you could tell me, but I'm actually arguing with the position of Ant. But go ahead and tell me.
Because the volunteer base is so low, all municipalities, governments, cities must provide fire protection and EMS. That is why. And then you want to talk about capitalism. The fire department that I work for charged its citizen or its insurance or subsidies and Medicaid and all that to take their ass to the hospital for a fucking toothache.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, so the real reason the fire department is paid for or volunteered is whether or not where you live is incorporated. If where you live is in an incorporated part of your city or county, then yes, you are guaranteed city service. Maybe sometimes there's a county-wide fire service, but for the most part, if you live in an unincorporated part of the country, and I grew up in one in Indiana, I've lived in all of them in California, and several in Colorado, and a bunch in North Carolina, and several other states.
Okay, we have unincorporated parts here in Florida, okay? In the county that I live in, unincorporated, but guess what? The county has to provide service.
That must be an individual state thing where you guys are getting
Pennsylvania's the same way.
Commonwealth, which is totally different.
What happens when you're building an exclusive golf neighborhood for multi-million-dollar homes across the lake, 45 minutes away from the closest fire station? Are they
can
okay
afford
their
it.
own private station? Can they have their own private deal
Yes.
up there then for them?
No.
Yeah.
The answer is
Yeah,
no.
we can.
If
And we do.
Oprah can have it, how come they can't have
County-wide,
it?
there
The
is a
county will still show up an hour later, bro.
Fatty, I'm not gonna. I'm the wrong person to argue about firefighting, buddy. I am the wrong person.
We're talking like the top 1%, right? That have homes in an exclusive neighborhood, right?
Okay, look at California. Wait a minute. Let's look at California. The top 1% live there, right?
Some of them, yeah.
Others than Oprah. Do they have their own fire station? The answer is no.
Actually, in California here, that is very common for people to have their own fire. Their own
100%.
Speaking of fire, our panel is about to go up into ashes and flames if we don't get in the dono goals. We have 1 out of 10 right now on the dono goal. We are coming very close to the timer running out. You got less than 15 minutes to get those donos in. Animated effigy, if you could please tell the people what they need to do.
All right, boys and girls, we need you to give some of that dono money because you know what? I have not heard an explanation as to why we're not talking about Candace and Andrew and that dumb shit. Come on, we got to talk about the dumb shit. You know I want to talk about the dumb shit. I want to rub your fucking nose in it. So you need to fucking get some donos in.
Yeah, so we could talk about some dumb shit. Uncle Fatty, we love you so much. I'm so glad you're here. But tell the people what we need to do so that you can continue partying on with us.
First thing you do is smack that thumb, and then ring that bell, and then go over on that dollar sign. Put some money in the system.
Yes, that was pretty easy. That's really simple and easy to do. Kraut, tell us what to do, sir.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep hearing people on this panel that are hypocrites or they think they know what they're talking about, but they're really not, you know, to send a little bit Sarah's way. I kind of want to get back on the topic of universal health care because I got a question for the panel that I'm sure everybody would have insight on. So, yeah, you know, donate a little bit of bread, a little bit of bread there, a little bit of bread here.
Yes, I like it. I love all of this. Spin. You've bought a few panels. You've gotten us here before. Now it's their turn. What say you?
It is their turn. You know, I love Sarah. I love supporting the channel. But you know what? It's your turn. $10 will make me holla. $10 will make Sarah holla.
Hey.
I still want to go after Effigy because now I hate him.
Ooh.
The only way to do it is to pay the tomato tax.
Pay the tomato tax because we are capitalists here and I love to tax y'all motherfuckers. And you can with that $10 you can with that $10 request a speed date. You can say spin an effigy speed date and you can get that crazy shit here right now. You don't even have to wait for it. Go ahead, Ant. Tell them what to do, sir.
Well, I appreciate everybody who's donated to the show so far. If you'd like to hear a little more colorful economics exchange, then could you perhaps throw a few bucks our way? It'd be great. Or Sarah's way. I don't get anything, but I get. Although I do get to yell at these people, which entertains me to a great deal. So it's worth it. Anyways, yes, let's keep the show going. This could get fun. Economics is always a heated conversation, and it's one of those things I love talking about because people don't know what they're fucking talking about half the time. They don't even know the definitions of things. It's crazy. All right.
Speaking of economics, where's Clay at? I feel like he would be the most important person to learn on this panel.
Clay is preoccupied at some other event.
All right, fair enough. He's busy. I recognize. Caledonian, tell these people in your beautiful accent what they need to do.
Smash that like button. Donate to Sarah. She deserves it, and it makes me feel like a big man.
Ooh, wow. I like it. I make you feel big. I love it. Steve, what do we need to tell these lovely, amazing people? Because you don't get to get on these panels often, but when you do, you usually get booted pretty fast. So it's usually short-lived, but you've made it to the second hour mark.
Wow.
So you want to keep going. What say you?
Well, yeah, I know, you know, much like myself, all of you guys out there watching would love to watch Spin fill his diaper again. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is if you send Sarah some of those lovely ducats. So the right thing to do, nay, the honorable, just, and true thing to do would be to open your hearts and empty your wallets.
Yes. And all of that money looks way better in my back pocket than it does in yours. I promise you that. Mr. Balderson, please tell the kind, amazing people what they need to do this evening.
$100 in Sarah's hand, little man.
Look at the cute little kitten up on that the top of the bookshelf. Look at that free. Nope. Put it back where it was. There you go. Look at him up there. Look at his little head.
That bookshelf.
Aww. We said at the very least send 10 bones, and I'll put Ben on the big screen. You can sit and watch pretty little kittens all night. At the very least. But you have, chat, you
I
have
do
on
have
my...
the most pussy.
Oh, my God.
Ben, did you totally fumble the Jay and Silent Bob?
I did.
Yeah?
I did. I'm so fucking
No,
tired,
all right.
dude. I'm like fucking like
all right.
15 days into
I gotta
fucking
say, man, that was terrible. Why don't you go take a lap?
It was horrible. I was embarrassed for myself.
Yeah. And so take a lap, and then when you get back, we'll try again.
I'm too tired to take a lap.
You have 9 minutes, folks, to get those donos in. You've got 9 more to go. You can do it. You always do it. I believe in you. I believe in you, and I'd like to press on. All right, back to you guys. Who wants to come out swinging?
Where were we?
If you don't like my rainbows, why don't you just get the fuck out of my country?
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Fact. Oh, the love it or leave it thing is great. Like the other partisan hacks don't spend 4 years bitching.
Oh my God. Look at that shit.
Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. I'm removing everyone for just a moment. I love you all. Hold on. He's got to get his camera going. Get your camera on. Why is it not on yet? Hold on. I want to bring this up and make it big. Hold on. Hurry up. Fix your shit back there. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Why is it not working? I don't want to bring you up if it's not like, it doesn't look like your thing's on. There's no avatar, but there's also no camera. Hurry up and fix it. Yay! Oh, fuck. We lost him. Hold on. Device not connected. Hold on. This is a treat. You better start getting those fucking dodos.
How you doing,
oh my
Sarah?
God. How are you? We've missed you so much. Big queen.
It's great to be back.
Where's
Umbreon is sleeping in my
How's
lap.
Umbreon?
He's doing well. I know we've only got a few minutes, it seems like, left in the show. But you know, everyone was coming up and telling what we need to do. So I'll do the same. And what you need to do is make sure you are registered to vote, because there's a reason that you can't afford to drop money on the show tonight. And it's because everything's so fucking expensive. It's because gas is so goddamn expensive, because we have a criminal in office who is waging his 17th victory, apparently, in Iran, right? And is leaking you of all of your money every day. And we got to get these fucking criminals out peacefully and patriotically, eject them from our government permanently, and try them for all their crimes, and disperse that money back to the people who deserve it, the American people who they've been stealing it from. So yeah, that's what you need to do. And when you have that money back, then you go spend it on Sarah. But
yes, but now, now, we got Ryan, guys. We don't want to lose him. You have 6 minutes. Figure it out. Holy shit, Ryan, how have you been?
I'm doing well. Yeah. All things considered, you know.
How was your internet hiatus?
Honestly, really nice.
It was
really nice.
Isn't it? I remember I took like 5 months off a few years ago, and it was the best. I was so peaceful. It was so peaceful.
Yeah, it is.
I loved it. And so I wish I could do it again now, but I just, obviously I like trapped myself by quitting my day job and doing this full time. So I'm like, kind of like, oh, well, we can't stop now. But oh my God. All right. See, I knew you were coming back when I saw you post the picture of Umbreon on your YouTube channel, and I was like, he's creeping on in.
Poking my head up here and there. Well, I've been like popping up in people's chats and stuff, but you know.
Oh, we missed you so much. Oh, I want to cry. I swear, I've been like calling your name so many times because I'm like, Ryan would love this one. Ryan would want to do this. I'll bring everyone back up, and we will give Ryan the floor. Again, hit those donos. Oops. We want to make sure that we are able to continue this conversation. We got Ryan. We can't lose him, guys. You know it's going to be good if Ryan's here. You know that.
I mean, it might not be that good, but I mean, hopefully you guys keep the show going.
I think Steve just became erect.
Calm down.
Well, you know, the topic tonight, right, is Hasan, I guess, like, because you guys are deflecting from the traitorous fucks that you elected into office. But you know, if we're talking about Hasan, like, I don't know. I don't have a super huge problem with him. You know, he's handsome, funny, so we have a lot in common.
Not even that big. They're deflecting from the idiot conspiracy theory between Candace and Andrew.
Oh yeah, which was hilarious to watch. Really, really fun to watch Andrew squirm in that. When he doubled down on the 7 charges, holy fucking shit! Like so embarrassing, but wildly entertaining for sure. Yeah, very surreal.
I mean, it
I would say.
didn't make Andrew look good, but it was like the least important fact that she brought up. Like it didn't matter to the conversation we were having.
Insane. Like I mean, obviously, like Candace Owens is insane, but I mean, let them fight. This is the chickens coming home to roost. This is what the Republicans have set up. They cultivated it around one thing, and that one thing is Donald Trump's dick and sucking it as much as they can. And but now look, he's the most unpopular president in American fucking history, more or
Full
less.
of shit.
And get used to it. Get used to it. We are coming to impeach that motherfucker and anyone else who's supporting this criminal administration. We're getting ready.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
Well, let me big question. Why is it that when everyone talks about Trump, they talk about dick sucking?
They just want it.
Well, the reason I'm doing it right now, or at least one reason I would use it in that example or in that like rhetoric is I think that the homophobia in the MAGA movement and the right wing in general, I think kind of feeds into an opportunity to because I don't think it's like bad to suck dick. I don't suck dick personally, but I like having my dick sucked, so I'm not mad at people who do suck dick, right? You know, for example. So I don't think it's a bad thing to suck people's dick.
Ryan's
but
back.
like the right wingers do. Right wingers hate oral sex. I'm pretty sure like people like Andrew want to make it illegal
no. I disagree with that.
You're making a lot of
I mean look, it's your party. Like I don't know what to tell you. Those people hate sexual freedom. They hate anything that's not
there is groups of right wingers that say getting your dick sucked is gay. Even if your wife's doing it, it's weird as fuck.
Those are
like
those are like the red pillar retards. I wouldn't even put like they don't even talk politics.
Those red pillar arselers were some of the largest voices with the biggest platforms ever at the time that they were at their prime, right? Like I mean, you say, oh, they're just these idiots, but like they have millions and millions of followers who were endorsing everything they said or learning from them. You know, these young men who are becoming radically unattractive to women. Have you guys been? I don't know how many of you guys are like on dating apps, but like. No. Half the women are like no MAGA, no right wingers, no conservatives, and it's because of that shit, you know. Like they fucking hate you guys, and it's your own fucking fault. So,
but no, it's not that. It's because conservative women are actually outside meeting people. It's the liberals.
They're on there too. No, I match with the conservative women too. They're out there. No, you're wrong about that.
I don't know where this anecdote's getting us, but. We were
talking about, just let us know that he did indeed find out that he likes girls while he was gone.
Yeah,
and
finally,
he isn't one.
Came to me in a dream, just like
Candace. And what made you say that right wingers are homophobic? Why would you make that claim? What evidence do you have to support that?
Well, he actually misspoke their closeted homosexual.
No, I'll answer the question. Just go look at the data of how many in the Republican Party want to overturn Obergefell. The ruling that got us gay marriage in America. They are trying to get rid of it. Like they don't want the gay people to be allowed to get married, and they hate them. And the funny thing is, a lot of these fucking MAGA scum are closeted themselves, which is another reason it's funny to point out or to use things like dick sucking, which they take offense to because they think it's bad. But I don't think it's bad. I love gay people. I think it's sweet as fuck to be gay. Hell yeah, love my gays. Super okay to be gay. I don't have a problem with it, but they fucking sure do, and they want to use the power of the state.
That's not against gay people. People are first people to support gay marriage. He's hosted gay marriages at Mar-a-Lago. Like, I don't think the man has a problem with gay people. This is some invention.
Who cares about Trump's personal? We're talking about
let me address where are the Christian nationalists in the spectrum?
Well, you're saying MAGA. MAGA is Trump's movement. If you mean the Ortho Bros, then say the Ortho Bros.
Well, I have something very awesome to say. Mama Tomato, because she loves Ryan so much, even though she probably disagrees with everything Ryan says, I'm sure. But she sent $100. She loves me so much. She said to stay on so we can see Ryan. Hearts and tomatoes. So everyone say thank you, Mama.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you, Mama.
Tomato.
And how dare all of you make my mama have to pay for this? How dare you? But she did it
I'm
because she
sorry,
loves
sir.
us.
Now, Ryan, let me touch back on what you just said. First of all, nice to meet you. I don't think we ever been on panel together. I've only been here for a couple months. So real quick, I am a conservative. I'm not MAGA. I'm not Republican. I just believe in conservative values. That said, I believe on a state level, this is more left-leaning viewpoint that I have of 2 or 3 of them. Gay people should have a right to get married. But I also know a lot of right-wingers believes the state shouldn't even be involved in marriage. It should be strictly on a church-based level. So I'm going to have to look up that statistic you just gave. Like, maybe you're right, but maybe you're right because they don't want the state to be involved. Maybe
Well,
that's
let
right.
me ask
They're not
you.
trying to
Hold on,
overturn marriage.
hold on,
They're trying to
hold
overturn
on.
gay marriage.
Let me ask you this: what benefit is it to society for gay marriages?
Well, I don't know if it's a benefit or not, but if people have a right to marry,
hold on.
Can I
I was asking Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah. So I mean, what are the benefits of marriage? There's tax benefits. There's like legal benefits of like when people are
how does society?
I know. I'm explaining.
Okay.
I'm getting to it. So like the benefits of marriage between 2 people, right, include tax benefits, include things like certain rights when there's medical problem, like things, and there's a plethora of other things. You can go Google what are the benefits of marriage. I'm sure a lot of you know, right? And so extending that to gay people, right, so that gay people can get married and also have those benefits is good for them, and they are part of society. There are gay people in our society, and I want those people to be able to thrive just like me. And so that's the benefit. It's literally that fucking simple.
Why do you give it adds unified tax cattle? Is what we're saying. Like it's easier.
The
to
answer
round
would
up
be every
tax
single
cattle that
benefit
way?
found in a regular married couple, aside from procreation, right? Like, what do you talk? Like, this is a silly question.
That's the public
and not even every heterosexual married couple even does
can
procreate.
thrive
So
if they get married. That's exactly what you just said.
Hold up,
That
FG.
makes no goddamn sense in the world.
Wait, what did I just say?
That's not even close to what he said, bro. You're fucking
That's
broken.
exactly what he just said.
Holy fuck.
I said
That's
so.
not
I'll
even
repeat what I said.
close to what he just said.
Yeah.
Good.
That's
Yeah,
your-
let's
I'll summarize.
hold on.
I'll be very
hold
brief.
on. Let's give
I'll be
him the
very
floor so he can finish it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please repeat that.
So there are benefits like tax benefits, for example. So people who are married, they collectively can pay less in taxes as a married couple than they would individually, right? Like with their own separate finances. So that's actually less money, right? That goes to, so it's literally the opposite of the dumbass point you just made. I don't even know why you said that. Like you look old enough. You've probably been married at least once, right? Like, do you have no idea about this?
Who?
Well, my thought process to that is, Ryan, like that's a benefit you could get if you marry heterosexually, correct? So far we haven't gained anything different.
Well, wait,
why would it be different?
What are you talking about? Like the gay people don't like gay men
What-
don't want to marry women.
It's 2
and
people
gay
who
women
love
don't
each other
wanna
getting
marry
married.
men. So,
Right.
So what are you talking about?
But what I'm saying is if the big difference would be that they're not procreating, well, then that's a net negative on society.
So gay
I
couples
wasn't talking
can't
about
have
negative. That's
kids unless they're
ridiculous.
married.
Not
How do
you
you
only
think
say that
it's
if every
crazy?
heterosexual couple all procreated, like, and they don't, so that you can't use that as a metric.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry, everybody's
Look,
kind of going.
a gay couple who gets married has every single benefit that a heterosexual couple would, minus the procreation part. But they could still adopt. They can still have a family, and you can't use it as a metric if all heterosexual couples don't do that. So as long as they're heterosexual couples who don't make babies, you can't use that as this like metric.
Hey, I have 2 daddies. Hey, I have 2 mommies.
What's wrong with that?
A lot of people have 2 dads and a lot of people have 2 moms. Get the fuck over it, boomer. We don't believe
some
in your
kids are in a
dumbass
fucking foster care their entire life. Or in a fucking orphanage.
Did you guys just see that big grenade I just threw at the panel?
It is pretty funny considering
jumped
how
on it.
many like openly gay conservatives there are that
you
like
have the
all of the
explosion
conservative
of
party
numbers
hasn't
like
fully
that?
embraced it yet. It seems like they have. We've never had a
Secretary of
gayer
Treasury
president.
is a married gay
Donald
man with
Trump
2
is the
children.
gayest president we've ever had. Like the most openly flaming homosexual president we've ever had.
clearly don't know
There's
Barack Obama.
nobody gayer than Donald Gay Trump. He he takes the cake. He does. So
even if that's true,
Sin,
it doesn't.
you're gonna have to get used to the fact that like
of Obergefell, right? They're still
there's
trying to make it a little bit-
Name one time, Steve, where he was sucking a dick.
Shut up. Steve
Roy
was
Cohn's
talking.
office in 1981.
Steve was talking. Steve was talking.
Yeah, Spin, you don't get mentored by Roy Cohn for as long as Donald Trump did and have the exact same loose booty syndrome that Donald Trump has, where he's shitting himself every time he's in public without, getting a little bit used to the fellas. Did you hear him go off about Arnold Palmer's penis? Do you remember that when he was telling a room full of people?
What does this have to do with the point I said?
Okay. Well, to your point, Ryan, that's never going to happen. They're never.
They're never. It wouldn't change anything I said.
It's never whatever you're afraid that the Republicans are going to do. They're not going to do for gay. There's too many gay Republicans.
Well, we're not going to let them because we're going to vote them out of office and charge them for all.
It's adorable that you think that that's going to do something. It is. That's very sweet.
You're going to vote us out of office. That's fucking hilarious.
It's very sweet.
Yeah. Watch. You know.
Oh no, the Republicans are going to get stomped in a midterm.
No, Steve is only saying that because he doesn't believe in voting, dude.
Voting is the laziest and least effective direct political action anyone can ever take.
So we should just tell Obama you can be the president for the rest of your
Obama's not
life.
the president, you dumb fuck. Sit down.
You're a moron.
Jesus, dude. Is Barack Obama the president? Is he running for president? What year is it?
Trump runs for a third term,
What year
Obama
is it?
should run again, though. I think
what year is it?
Okay,
Obama did run again, and he won.
So just a body of people say, Donald Trump, you're the best thing that happened to this country. You can be president until you die. That's the most stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard someone
Literally
say.
Nobody said that. You
He's
fucking
like the most
idiot.
unpopular president ever. So
What's wrong with you?
Maybe in your book, libtard.
Hold up. Did somebody just
I'm gonna hold on just a second. I'm just gonna go step away and put some food on a plate real fast. I'll be right back. Ben's in charge, but be mindful the one at a time because you guys are getting a little chaotic here.
There's no reason you should believe polls, but Donald Trump is deeply unpopular. There's no reason you should be
unpopular then if you don't believe polls.
So you're deputy for another 2 years. Get used to it. Shut the fuck up.
Steve,
that's like literally the gayest thing you
one at a time.
Spin, if you were covered in sequins and sprinkles, you couldn't be gayer than what you just said.
So how do you know he's so unpopular?
What I said is absolute fact. January 6th reject.
The thing that I was at and you weren't? The thing that I was at, but you weren't. Why you're gonna yell at me about that?
Look at you. Why would you go there?
What do you mean? Look at me. Like there were a lot of people that looked exactly like me.
If you didn't believe in Donald Trump,
if you look at the podium guy, he looks like he could be my cousin. Dude, I don't know why the fuck you're trying to say that I'm an anomaly for that particular demographic.
That was a lectern, not a podium.
Like who cares? Right? Like
good lectern guy, whatever.
Not a podium, dumb fuck.
That's you're going with the semantics there? Good
Absolutely.
Lord.
You want to go with semantics? You want to talk about me picking dead bodies up in flight?
I literally never talked about that. That's something you just made up.
Let me tell you that piece of fucking dog shit. January 6th was nothing compared to what happened in 2001.
January 6th was an FBI operation.
Shut the fuck up.
January 6th was an FBI operation. 9/11 was a governmental operation.
One at a fucking time.
Yeah, Trump terrorist. Yeah.
All right, Ryan, talk.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys brought up January 6th when those terrorists stormed the Capitol, and then Trump, president, who was the most unpopular president.
We're talking about economics. We're not doing January 6th. Stop.
Trump pardoned them. These people who beat cops, these people who broke in and were threatening our elected officials, who refused to allow the peaceful transfer of power, which he was trying to pressure Mike Pence to, which JD Vance has affirmed over and over that he would have done what Mike Pence bravely didn't do. He grew a pair of balls for the first time in his fucking life and stood up to Trump that day. Thank God. But I mean, like, it was a terrorist attack on our nation. It was horrible.
You're insane. You're actually crazy if you think that's what happened.
One thing I said that was wrong.
Well, it wasn't a terrorist attack for one. It was an FBI operation. It was an FBI operation.
So the FBI staged a terrorist attack according to you.
it wasn't a terrorist attack according to anybody except for you.
Well, wait,
but,
what is
but
terrorism?
no, the FBI, as noted by a number of congressional hearings and all of the filings that showed how many different FBI agents were on the ground for that, as agent provocateurs telling people directly to go into the Capitol. Yeah, dude, that thing was a joke. It was, if you're on the ground for it, it looked like the biggest operational theater event that anyone had ever seen. Like, I went to it to document it because I knew it was going to be a shit show. I was already in DC that week. I changed my flight for it because I was like, oh, this is going to be fucking hilarious. And yeah, dude, it kind of
was a tragedy. It was a horror show. One of the worst things that ever happened in my lifetime.
What was tragic about it? Other than
must be joking.
Yeah, no, seriously, what was tragic about it? Like, who died aside from the people the cops shot? Aside from the people the cops shot,
the only person who died.
Ashley Babbitt died because she was literally like about a few meters away from like going into the room where our Congress people were, right? And they had no idea.
That's not true. There was a whole bunch of space, and at that time they were already in the Rayburn building.
There was a hallway, and Ashley Babbitt was breaking through a window. They had no idea what this person's going to do when she gets past there.
Yes, she was.
Dude, I've seen the film of that. There's no footage of Ashley Babbitt actually breaking a window. She did get shot.
Through the window when she gets shot. What are you
after it
talking
had
about?
already got broke. Yeah, a lot of things around Ashley Babbitt too. What about the Heather chick that got shot under the overpass right outside of the Capitol building
on January 6th?
Reject.
Yeah.
So
I'm not familiar.
By
Donald Trump's words were March.
Who
they were in the middle
the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. Go ahead. What?
Donald Trump's words were walk or march to the Capitol. There was nothing ever said.
And fight like hell,
him
or you won't have a country left. If you don't fight like hell, you won't have a country left.
Yeah. I mean, who cares what he said? We're not even talking about what he said.
Straight.
Fight like hell is
I didn't say anything about what Trump
common
said.
political rhetoric. That's not unique.
We've seen the Eastern plan. We have their words. We know what they intended. You guys still fighting over this shit is just fucking moronic.
And also, like, nothing.
We know exactly what they plan to do. It's the only time the peaceful transfer of power was ever fucked with in our history. You guys are the assholes. Fuck you.
No, we're not. You're idiots.
I'll admit the FBI is the asshole.
We're going to charge these motherfuckers.
Good luck with that.
Put them back in prison where they fucking belong. These traitor terrorist scum.
Well, good luck with that. You can't.
Watch.
Besides the ones that are already in prison because they've already done a bunch of fucked up shit.
Yeah, if they got charged with something else and thrown in jail, that's on them. But they're not getting thrown back in jail for anything January 6th related.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, they're just,
chomoing. Ryan can't wait for the politics of retribution.
You want to take that off? We can throw Fauci in there with them.
No, it's not retribution. It's justice.
It is, dude. That's a problem with all of you dumb fucks, man. You only live by the politics of spite. You don't. That is the only thing that fucking matters, dude. For people like Spin, it's owning the libs. For people like you, it's making sure the conservatives pay for some perceived slight that didn't affect you in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, no, not
but it's the politics of spite, and that's the only thing you fucking.
I love you, Sarah.
I know. I don't love you in return.
Hey, it's just lame dick shit, man. It
Well, that's all right. Like that happens sometime. Sorry, I'm gonna let you guys finish my.
Go ahead. I think Steve was talking. I apologize.
Oh, well, I mean, if I don't know if you guys want to like turn this into a January 6th debate or not, or we can pull it back to the main topic, which was.
I really don't.
I mean, the clip you played of Hasan at the beginning, like he didn't say anything wrong from what I heard there. Like, I mean, it was totally agreeable. It's super funny to watch Candace and Andrew have that hilarious fight. And we should encourage them to keep attacking each other. It'll make it even easier for us to win the House. And can you believe the Democrats a year ago this wouldn't have been possible? The Democrats are now on track to we actually thought at getting a majority in the Senate because of how fucking stupid this administration is. And I mean, this is all on you guys who put them into office. So.
Ryan just solidified my exact fucking point at the very beginning of this show. Thank you, Ryan, for validating everything I just said. And that's why we need to focus on the true enemy.
Things I said, yes. If you said the things I said, then those were true.
Ryan, why do you think that Donald Trump is going to be voted out of office?
I didn't say he's going to be voted out. No, okay. So what I think is going to happen, or what I hope is going to happen, what should happen if we live in a just world, which bets are on for whether or not that's the case. But like what I believe is going to happen is a record turnout for these midterms, because this is a referendum on Donald Trump, and people fucking hate what's happening. They don't like seeing their neighbors shot and killed in the street by ICE thugs, and they're going to vote Democrats into office because they know that the Democrats are also upset about those citizens being murdered by ICE thugs in their streets.
But they're fine with, they can also hold at the same time the thought in their head that Obama had a better record on deportations than Trump. So as long as they're not shooting people, just deporting them, it's cool, right?
Well, the way you do it, something is important, right?
No, I'm glad to see that I'm glad to see the liberals coming around on the immigration issue.
Well, for what it's
in
worth,
terms of historically, your leadership has. Well, you just said, it's way like Barack Obama's deportation record.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, historically, liberals have been the ones who just want to follow the fucking law that's on the books. It's right wingers who always have to make themselves special powers to try and do shit that they refuse to pass through Congress. That's the last 20 some odd years of immigration policy.
Following the law. If you're in this country illegally, you do not belong
if you have to run everything by executive order, you're not following the law. If you have to suspend the law, you're not following it.
Hold on, spin. This is where you say, yes, I agree. Shooting people in the middle of the street is not good. We should ensure that we have policies in place to make sure that kind of shit doesn't happen. That's where you should be going right now. However, we should still not allow free immigration to come flying in the door. You still have to stand on your foundations, but call out injustice.
Oh, I don't disagree that we should be out there willy-nilly. Sarah, you're right. I don't agree. We should not be out there willy-nilly shooting people. You're damn right.
You abolish ICE. You want to abolish ICE with us? Basically.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what he's saying.
That's not what he's saying at all.
They're doing what you just said.
The biggest problem Trump has, the economy and the Iran war, are the biggest problems Trump has. That's what's going to fucking... I agree with Ryan. The Democrats are going to mop up in the midterms. Trump's going to be lucky if he doesn't get impeached. But that's going to mostly be because of the...
I mean, you heard what Iran said, right? They're going to try and turn him into Jimmy Carter.
The things that drew the middle to Trump was no new wars, fixing the economy. Busted economy, whole bunch of new wars, the whole middle left Trump.
We're currently teetering on the edge of an economic collapse if you're looking what's happening with Japan's currency and how much of our debt Japan owes, which is the most of it.
Kraut, did you want to give your final thoughts since you're making your exit?
Yeah, Effigy just brought up a good point of why we should trade domestically. I hate international trading. But Ryan, you're definitely a biased individual. You came off strong with all like the hoopla you were speaking about towards the right. Steve, if you're still there, you seem like you don't trust either government sides, which I can actually respect. Regardless, hopefully you guys jump on more of these unite, so I can get more of a feel for you guys' political views. Sarah, thanks for having me. Have a good night. And after you spin, Ben, everybody, take it easy.
Later,
bye, Kraut. We love you.
Don't expect.
I think Grover Norquist. I'm not a huge Grover Norquist fan by any means, but I think Grover Norquist hit the nail on his head when he said, "I don't want to eliminate government. I just want to reduce the size of government to where I can drag it in the bathroom and drown it in the toilet." I think that would be the most efficient.
It's idiotic in a modern world that we live in right now.
Well, it's idiotic in terms of the United States federal government, sure. But the United States federal government is a malevolent entity that hates you and wants you to die. So perhaps we should renegotiate what it means to be the United States of America and maybe, confederate a little bit and do shit a little bit differently. Because if you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, one way that we can do things a little bit differently is electing people who aren't criminals, who aren't sending ICE thugs to murder our brothers and sisters in the street.
You know, I
Cool.
gotta
Which
tell you, man.
criminal did the
Again,
Democrats put up?
that's not the standard of care, though, Ryan. Let's be realistic. That's not the standard of care. That's not what's happening all day, every day. We're not just going around shooting people dead in the street for nothing.
And Ryan, you do have to understand
they're doing way more
that
things that are horrible.
40% of the country
enforcing the
wants
law.
that to happen.
Ryan hates
Like
that.
there's 40% of the country that is stoked when they find out that ICE shot somebody.
Yeah, there's 40%
rightly
of
or
the country who
wrongly,
does not understand their own
that-
constitutional rights.
That really
Correct.
that exists. So you can't just
I don't
you
know about
can't
that
just
number.
soapbox it and be like, oh
where's that
well,
number
we've
come
got to
from?
eliminate the ICE thugs because there are people who really love them. Now, if you show them that the ICE
Weren't you the
thugs just
anti-polls guy
spent
earlier?
$20
What are you
million
citing?
on
Hold on, Ryan, let him finish.
electroshock gloves to handle
I'm excited.
everybody. You know
they've
you're
already-
excited for the
those things have
electroshock
already killed
gloves.
people?
Yes.
Yeah.
One
And,
more
like-
step towards power gloves.
Like that shit's fucking
things that kill
crazy.
people with
Excuse
And
me.
that you're going to give it to look wherever you go, wherever you are, the cops are always the dumbest people in the room. ICE are the people who are too dumb to be cops. It's a
Well,
very bad idea
not
to
true
give
at all.
those people.
Hold
Yes,
on,
it
though.
is. To
Hold
a
on,
fault,
though.
it's true.
Hold on, Steve. Let's run this drill. Let's take what was the registered nurse's name? The guy that died from ICE. Well,
I don't fucking know.
okay, I
What?
can't remember his name, but let's take that situation because there was some wrestling around, movement going on. Okay, and because of all of that, the ICE did what they did, right? Because somebody thought there was good, this, that, had whatever. Imagine.
Oh, that was the thing
moment.
where they got the dude on the ground, and then once he was already on the ground, they plugged him with
No,
like 18 rounds or something like
gun
that.
That's what happened,
somebody
yeah, more or
yelled
less,
gun,
yeah.
and I think it was a bad situation
It
altogether.
was
I
a
think
bad
just
shoot. It's okay to say
right.
it was a bad
Yeah,
shoot.
it was 100% a bad shoot. I think,
Freddie,
but
yeah.
see, take that moment instead. Put on a pair of gloves that I can now just zap you, and in 3 seconds you're down. Okay, and
They
I can
said
handle
this
the
when they gave them
situation
pepper spray.
accordingly.
They said this when they gave them
Yeah.
tasers. They have said this every single
He's
time they give them a
exactly
new
right.
toy.
He's exactly right.
This
Yeah,
Never
no,
stop
this
them
is
from
a
shooting you.
and since they started rolling these out back in 2020, it's
Mhm.
been used primarily as a torture toy for law enforcement.
Mm.
So as soon as ICE gets these on them and they get people into detention facilities where there aren't cameras, it's going to extrapolate the way that it always does. This isn't like new or shocking information. Police historically abuse their power. When they get new toys, they can't wait to break people in on them. And right now, at least for the ICE guys, it's going to be protesters or whoever they think is illegal
Mhm.
until it's proven that they're not, which
But-
in so many cases now we're seeing that they're just rampantly hemming people up.
Hold on,
And
though.
it's
Hold
guilty
on,
until
though.
proven innocent. And then
Let's-
the process for proving innocent turns out to be
Right.
pretty fucking hectic.
But let's backtrack this. Every time a police officer has to utilize a weapon of some form, they have to write a report on it. They have to be able to justify what happened. This I know this because my
Yeah.
ex is a supervisor, and
Right?
he gets
Ed,
anytime
oddly,
you
when
use-
the police investigate the police, they find out the
ICE
police
is
did
not
nothing
regular
wrong.
law enforcement,
hold
right?
on. There's always a use of force report that comes with any type of use of force. If you so much as put your hands on someone, that's
Mhm.
coming straight from the Department of Justice. So ICE
Yeah.
ICE would still fall under this realm. They would have to do it as well. Okay. So anytime a use of force, a force would be my hands, a taser, some super awesome shot gloves, a
Cops
weapon,
never lie, right?
all of those things. You have to be able to justify it. Well, throw on body cams and all that into it. Even if
We've
we're
tried.
in,
They would-
even if
people keep
if
stopping
we're
us.
even if we're utilizing these in prison systems, so on and so forth, you still have to write a fucking report no matter what.
Unless the
Okay?
attorney
Well,
general
maybe
Yes,
If we had
well,
body cams
what
on ICE
comes
people,
in-
we'd be putting them in jail at this point. Like,
What comes in
seriously.
handy with writing a report, though, is getting assigned a rabbi, like every cop does, to show you and help guide you how to write these reports and what words you're supposed to say so that you don't face a disciplinary committee or what your hard takedown doesn't
rabbi?
result in some sort. Yeah, it's what the at least in major city police departments, the cop that mentors you is referred to as your rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless
of that, regardless of whether they're killing other reporters or not.
And you can find 1,000 videos of cops beating some dude up that's laying down and completely helpless, and they sit there and yell, "Stop resisting! Stop resisting!"
Yeah, the problem is
besides all of that, like you were talking about the police reports for the shooting of Alex Preddy, for example, right? Do you guys remember? Does anyone remember this?
Alex Preddy. Thank you for the name.
Yeah, Alex Preddy. The day after he was murdered by these ICE thugs, J.D. Vance, who by the way is the vice president of the United States, he went out onto the podium and he said that these ICE agents had quote unquote absolute immunity. Okay, he said absolute, which is not true, obviously, because what the fuck is that? Are you even talking about? That's insane. Right. And he knows this. He went to fucking Yale, or like he's not stupid, right? He's just saying. And so obviously, if this is the administration, this is the beliefs of the administration that ICE has absolute immunity from their perspective. That's what they said. Then why the fuck? Who cares what reports they're writing? Obviously, they're not enforcing it.
Well, so and then this comes to Department of Justice needing to step in and ensuring that we are still managing
it the Department of Homeland Security.
It's all Trump sycophants. They're all suck-ups, dude. Like, this is what you did. You guys voted for this guy. He installed all his pansies in, and now they're all like sitting around saying we can kill whoever we want. We have absolute immunity.
And DHS only exists because George Bush needed a massive domestic security force and spy force to tamp down the resistance, because he was going to war for Israel.
No, DHS.
And if anyone remembers the argument that we were making at the time in 2003, because I was part of the protest movement, then this is exactly what we were saying was going to happen when you slammed all these groups together, was that they were going to make intra-agency police forces that they would then militarize and then use as basically the executive's private police forces. We said this in 2003, and it is happening now.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And
created ICE.
That was right. Department of Homeland Security, you simple-minded fuck. Try to keep up.
I'm trying to keep up if you'd shut the fuck up. So George Bush created ICE.
No, nobody said that. ICE is a branch of the Department of Homeland Security.
Right,
and George.
So why
W.
is it
Bush,
now Trump's private police force?
Well, who's the president right now?
So let me ask you something, January 6th reject.
Good try.
Why has no other president, or has it been said that any other president?
Oh, it has. You just weren't paying attention because it wasn't some partisan hack.
Donald Trump empowered them to do their job.
Empowered them to do. Okay, again. ICE is a subsidiary of the Department of Homeland Security. It was created in the wake of Joe Biden's Patriot Act, which I'm sure you're a big fan of, right?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Are you a big fan of the Patriot Act? Or are you a big fan of ICE? If you're a fan of ICE, you're a fan of the Patriot Act.
That's what we pay them for.
Okay, we're paying a branch of government that didn't exist 25 years ago, and only exists because of the bloating of government from our, at time, Republican president, George W. Bush. It's the only reason that this agency exists in the first place. Yes, of course, it's a private security force for whoever is in the White House. It was for Obama. It absolutely was for Obama. It was for Joe Biden. It is
do they
for Donald
protect
Trump.
the president, or do they protect
Spin?
the United
You got to
States?
remember, dude, I'm not a partisan hack. Your whataboutist bullshit arguments are never going to land.
Anything. I didn't say anything.
It's the only way you know how to argue.
I didn't ask what about anything.
No, you tried to be like, oh, so it's just Donald Trump. No, dummy, it's all of them.
That's what everybody says right now. It's Donald
That's not
Trump.
what I'm saying, so argue what I'm saying.
Trump.
Argue what I'm saying. Don't argue what imaginary people are saying.
I'm
argue
not
what
arguing.
I'm saying. I'm saying it's all of them.
Ryan said that ICE
I'm not Ryan.
Donald Trump's.
I'm Steve. I'm not Ryan.
I know you didn't
I'm not
say
going to
it.
defend
He
anything
did.
Ryan says. I don't
He
like
did.
that guy.
He did.
Okay, so
I
argue
didn't
with
say it
Ryan
was
then.
you.
And
Did I
Ryan
say
needs to be up
Steve?
here.
No.
If your argument is with Ryan, Ryan needs to be up here. I
Bring
don't.
him the fuck up.
Sarah.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I believe that to be the case, but I didn't say that. I don't know who said that.
You
but I didn't say
said,
that.
and I quote, that Donald Trump's private police force or some form was ICE.
No,
That's what you said. That is exactly what you fucking said.
I don't know. Maybe you like hallucinated it. I have no clue.
I didn't. I don't hallucinate.
I believe he wants that to be the case, but I didn't say that tonight.
Okay, so do you or do you not believe that ICE is Donald Trump's private police force?
I mean, not literally, but he definitely does. He wants them to be. Effigy just said in the chat that it was him who said that. So I mean,
of course, Effigy
I believe it.
Says
Yeah.
a lot of bullshit.
I believe he wants that to be the case, and he's trying to use them as such, which is why the vice president, who's complicit in all of his crimes,
okay.
he
So did
literally stood up
Donald?
there and said they had
let me ask
immunity.
you this. Let me ask you this. Did Joe Biden stop immigration and the Department of Homeland Security from doing their job, or severely restrict it?
No.
Yes.
How?
Letting people come across the border, and that Joe Biden's administration says, "Oh, they're fine. We'll take them through the system. We'll just let them in." The open border.
You're saying that because there were some people that the border was wide open? Are you saying that the border? I'm sorry, just to be clear.
Millions
are you saying
of people came across this border.
I'm just trying to clarify. I'm trying to understand, right? Are you saying the border was not enforced during Biden's
Correct.
presidency? Is that your
claim? And it wasn't.
Okay.
It was very clear and evident.
By what? What's your evidence for that?
My evidence is how many illegals are still in this country that they're trying to get the fuck out? Did they just come in magically?
But that doesn't speak to
Did
your
they
claim.
come in magically?
Your claim is that Joe Biden decided not to enforce immigration at the border, which is just obviously false.
Correct.
That's false. Nobody believes that, right?
Then why was the point? Nobody believes that. Then why did President Trump tell them?
I'm sorry. You probably do
close the border.
But what?
Why did Donald Trump tell them to close the border?
Because he's a liar. He lies as much as he breathes.
Oh. So Donald Trump has done nothing but lie.
Pretty much. I mean, lie and scam and steal, take money from people and do crimes.
Take money. How did he take money from?
The government.
Who did he take money from fraudulently?
We had an entire year of his illegal tariffs. So he took a bunch of money from American companies. We had an entire year of a year of Trump's illegal tariffs where he was taking money from American companies, right?
Not that I'm aware of, but I could be wrong.
Do you live under a fucking rock? Do you not know about the tariffs?
No, I don't live under a fucking rock. But the tariffs.
How do you not know about this?
There were 20. Listen, just to correct you, there were 20 million people that came through the border.
Yeah.
In
where
4
do you get that
years.
number from? The only person who the only
I'll
place that
put
number
it in the
comes from
back.
is Trump.
I'll put it in the back.
Okay, let's see. Where?
Hold on.
There's no estimate. There's no data that supports what you just said. 20 million is the estimate of how many illegals are in the country right now. That doesn't mean they came in under Biden, right?
Okay, I would agree. I would agree with that.
Okay, so you agree the thing you were saying before was bullshit,
hold
right?
on, let me finish.
You just acknowledge that the thing you said was stupid and wrong?
Give me a chance to finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Just because they did not come across the border during the open border crisis that we had, what about the people? What about the people that came to the United States on a tourist visa that just decided to stay here? Are they allowed to be here?
I mean, it depends.
Are they allowed to be here? Use common sense.
I'm not super upset about it, but I mean, technically, it's not legal for them to
Technically,
do that.
it's not legal. There's no technicality. It's illegal. Would you agree that they've committed a crime?
I'll accept it.
Would you agree that they've committed a crime?
I know that. I'm actually not sure. I think there's a civil offense for just being here illegally. I think is what it is. But So I no, actually I don't think that's a crime. I think overstaying a visa is a civil offense. I don't think it's a crime. I don't think that's true.
But
so
it's a civil penalty.
So not a crime, right? So the thing you said was wrong. Again,
well, it's a civil penalty.
Yeah, another thing you said was wrong. That's
punishable.
not a crime, right?
The punishment is deportation.
I mean, yeah, deportation can be a response to that. It doesn't change that what you said was wrong, right?
But that is the response. They're found. They're taken to court. They're found that they're not allowed to be here. They're deported. Do you have a problem with that?
Not inherently, no.
Okay, so the border crisis with everybody that came over here, right? the 20 million or whatever the fuck it may be, right?
Yeah, definitely not that number.
Have they committed a crime?
Not necessarily.
No, the ones that came in and were just
if they crossed the border illegally, yes. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. They've crossed the border illegally. Have they committed a crime?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
okay.
I believe it's a crime to cross the border.
Now,
illegally,
should we give them the opportunity to commit another crime so we can catch them?
We should give them the opportunity to, apply for asylum or to prove their case about why they should be here.
But they have applied for asylum.
They have applied for then good. They're using the process, right?
Those overinflated numbers are always including all the asylum seekers. Like that's why they can make such a big claim with a big number. Like the actual number of people who actually just crossed a border illegally are much smaller. The asylum number is way bigger.
Yeah, it went from like 8 million to 12 million to 16 million to 20 million in the span of about 8 months, 2 or 3 years ago. And in reality, even with asylum seekers, the number is probably closer to around 11 million. And that's from 2018.
That's still 11 million people.
I understand. I'm trying to give you some perspective. That's okay. Those are the numbers from like 2008 to 2024. Not the 4 years of Joe Biden. So yes, there's been a huge influx of illegal immigrants and legal immigrants. Donald Trump just paved the way for 600,000 Chinese in a very small specific area of people. Donald Trump also has paved the way for a massive influx of H-1B Indians, which I would argue are way more destructive and way more culturally incompatible than the Mexicans that come over the border here. Now, that may be a personal opinion, but I think that it's a fairly commonly shared one in terms of who do you want coming into your country, the people who are your immediate neighbors, who you share several hundred years of cultural heritage and cooperation with, or people from India and China who effectively have been trained to not like you, think you're the great white Satan, and also treat your national parks and rivers like they're open air toilets. Like,
okay, I have a question for you, Steve.
Right now with those,
Oh, thank God.
Clay.
Steve,
Clay,
I have a question.
Look who we found.
What's up, Ryan? Are you
Like-
back? Are you back? Tell me
we'll
you're
see.
back.
We'll see. I'm at least poking my head up for now. We'll see how much I stick around.
And on that note, my Nightbot is still correct that Ryan is still double the price to boot. Okay,
Right,
he's done
right,
his time. He's earned his place here. You will pay double to boot him.
Yeah, because we need you here so that people can get off of my back.
That'll never happen. Steve, I have a question for you. Would you rather have immigrants or people coming into this country to do jobs, or would you rather have American-made, American-born people to do them?
The knee-jerk response is that I would rather have American people to do them.
Okay. Would you or would you not agree?
But that's also a completely ridiculous question.
It's not a
doesn't
ridiculous
exist anywhere
question.
but inside of your own head.
It would not. It's not a ridiculous question. Let me ask the second part of the question.
Policy works, it is. Yes.
Let me ask you the next question, and you'll see where the first question came from. Okay. So if I could be trained to do something that an immigrant would do, would you rather have me do it, or would you rather have an immigrant do it?
Am I the owner of the company? Am I the owner
You're
of
an
the
idiot,
company?
so.
Am I the owner of the company hiring?
Less than an idiot than you
Am
ever
I
think.
the owner of the company doing the hiring, or am I a rank and file citizen of this country that in no way, shape, or form profits from the immigration?
How would I? Okay, so I'm the business
Because that
owner.
is important, and that's going to determine my answer. If I'm the owner of the company, fuck
You're
you.
the owner. You are the owner of the country.
Hang on. If I'm the owner of the company, fuck you, peasant. I'm getting the cheapest possible labor that I possibly can.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what our
in
company-
turn,
quality labor.
but in turn, Steve, you're taking money out of
natural born American citizens.
You're goddamn right, and I'm
family.
keeping
citizens.
You're goddamn right, and I'm
family.
keeping most of that money for me. That's pure capitalism and the American way. Suck my dick, loser.
Wow.
Okay, reject.
No, well,
Yeah,
you guys,
I
you guys
mean,
literally here's the problem. You're crying about
problem.
socialism. That's
Here's
capitalism,
the
baby.
problem
Get used to it, dude.
with where you went. Here's the problem with where you went, Spin. That was your response was him talking about Trump bringing in 600,000 Hindus and Punjabis who are going to start having a shit throwing contest in the middle of the street and a whole bunch of Chinamen. And I seem to distinctly recall Trump going, "Oh, you mean the Mexicans work for my friends that are coming in here as fucking illegal immigrants for
well, maybe they're not
slave
so
labor
bad.
prices? Oh, well, then people can stay. Never mind. I'm not going to deport them." I remember Trump saying that.
So aside
You don't
ridiculous
apparently, because you only remember the things that
for any of this
serve your side. But answer to those three things where Trump distinctly is bringing in immigrant labor, including Punjabis, which I'm sure you love.
Super disavow that disgusting language, to be clear.
They're not from the Punjabi region. They identify as Punjabis, self-identify that way. Why are you disavowing what they self-identify as? Why are you taking away their agency?
I thought that was a slur.
Don't take away their agency, Ryan. That's so wrong. It's so rude.
Not a
Maybe I'm just
slur.
wrong.
Yeah, it's not a slur.
After knowing me to be
It's not a slur.
particularly racist, Ryan, you did know me before you took the break. So
We love you,
he's
Brian.
he's racist.
Punjabi is a.
So I'm fairly sure that he doesn't want them around.
Okay.
Who?
You. Your Spin.
No, what? I
Yeah,
don't want
race,
what around.
Spin is our residential racist here on the panel.
No, I don't want any of them to fuck around.
See?
You're damn right.
We don't want you around.
I don't want a fucking one of them around.
Who cares?
Well, here's the big difference.
Why did
Ben.
Trump let three distinct groups of other races in to do jobs for Americans instead of Americans?
Yeah, Trump and Elon and Vivek and JD Vance, all those guys. JD Vance is Peter Thiel's golf glove who married into a Hindu Vada family. He seems to be very, very open to immigration.
I mean, well, how else are they going to stoke the race wars unless they can ship over a shitload of white South Africans?
Are we going to get back to something based off facts and not
just saying
conspiracy speculation?
Spin. Look, this is to Spin. Look, I think the main difference though is I think we none of us are really we want there to be illegal immigrants like you guys say. The difference being is the mechanisms we use to find them. I am not willing as a liberal to allow the destruction of constitutional rights for everyone in the country just because there's a specific group you want to throw those rights away for because they are protected because they're on our soil. Whereas you guys want to do that. I'd rather find the ones that actually commit crimes when they're here, and that's how we can catch them. And we've proven that we can get those kind of numbers of people just by actually focusing on people who still commit crimes once they're already here.
Hold on one second. Out effigy Spin. I still want a fucking answer to why Trump wants to bring in these three different groups to take American jobs. Since you just
I don't know. I don't know. There's
but
your
you're
answer.
all about Trump. What Trump does, right?
That's your boy.
That's your boy. You're all about Trump. And what Trump does.
Answer the one question.
Not agreeing with Trump. Well, why are you
don't know the answer to the question?
Why are you for bringing in these immigrants? That's what your boy's doing.
Okay, are they going to be here legally or illegally?
Well, that was not what you were just asking.
Answer that question,
Are you changing your tune now? I thought it was. Would you rather?
Are they going to be here legally or illegally?
Your question Spin was: do you want an American to do the job or an immigrant to do the job? Don't try and
in my personal opinion, I don't want any
immigrants in this country. You like immigration because Trumpy boy likes immigration, huh?
He loves it.
I like immigration.
Big fan.
I don't want illegal immigration.
Oh, but you do want Indians and Chinamen and things like that to take our job.
Donald Trump is definitely okay with
getting an American trained to do the job because that's what you wasn't. Isn't that what you were just banging on about, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Say it again, Ben. I'm sorry.
Well, you want Americans trained to do American jobs and not illegals brought in to do the jobs.
You're
Isn't that what
fucking
you were just
right.
banging on about?
You're fucking right.
Oh, so Trump's fucked up, huh?
Listen,
Yeah,
immigration
we're
is fine.
pro
And I said this.
Again,
Hold on. I have fucking said this from day one.
We are pro spin. We are pro immigration. We are pro legal immigration.
That's
we
what I was trying to say, Sarah.
No,
we
it
love
wasn't.
people to
No,
come
it wasn't.
in because
That's not
there's
why you asked
capitalism.
Steve if he wanted an American or an immigrant to do the job. You didn't say a legal immigrant. You said, should we train Americans to do the job or bring in immigrants?
Okay, don't play the word semantics. Okay, Steve.
I'm not playing word semantics. I'm repeating it back to yourself.
Again, am I the owner of the company or am I a rank and file citizen? Because if I'm the owner of the company, I'm going to take the lower cost labor every fucking time, especially if it's a massive company, because that's the American way. And the American way says hire the fleet of illegals, treat them like shit, exploit the hell out of them, and if somebody comes calling, then you pay them off. That's why we've had one of the most thriving agricultural sectors over the entire planet, is because a lot of people exploit cheap labor, and it's not uniquely American.
Speaking of exploiting cheap labor, chat, you have a job to do. We're down to the final 14 minutes of this panel, and we have not hit any dono goals. So, Ryan, come on, tell them what they need to do. We're excited. You're excited. We all scream for ice cream.
Once again, I know your pockets are slim because of Donald Trump's illegal wars and all of his scams and all the things he's defunding, and you're shitting your pants because he defunded all of the industries that investigate your food, and your lettuce is poisoned because of these fucking traitors. But if you have any coin at all, you should spend it on Sarah so we can continue this and we can keep telling you to get out there and vote these fucking scum out of our country, or at least out of the White House.
Amen. Mr. Balderson.
Holy smoke, we're doing this again?
Yep.
Jeez, how's that happen?
Our Mama Tomato had to carry the last round. We can't let her do that again. We need help.
This has been a fiery ass panel too. We got Ryan back. We got now we got the freaking center, the actual center, the ones that are not partisan, fighting with both sides. It's been fantastic. You guys want to see more of that? Is that a red dono right there? It is. Almighty Nate, you're a fucking stud.
Thank you, Nate.
Picking up the slack. We love you so much. Mama Tomato carried the last panel. Almighty Nate said, I'm not going to let Mama do this. No. Sit down, Mama. We got you. Almighty Nate with the big fucking red fat dono across my screen. I love you so much. I love you, Mama. And I'm so excited because we get to keep going. Yay! So once that dono countdown finishes, I will restart it once more. But please send your tomatoes in the chat. We've had Mama and Almighty Nate sending all the love this way so that you can enjoy this fabulous, amazing platform where all of these wild voices, no matter how crazy their talking points are, can be heard. We love you for that, and let's continue on. Thank you, Almighty Nate, and thank you, Mama.
I had a brilliant idea, Sarah.
Oh, well, go ahead and do it. If it's brilliant, let's do it.
Okay, here it is. We all right. Next time Ryan decides to disappear on us, we get to sue and take custody of his puppy.
Yes. and I will be the custodian.
Well, you can try, but hopefully our legal system
stands in
your way, so you don't steal my puppy.
And a quick shout out to Gibbs, said in the big two, says we pro importing the hoochie mamas. Speaking of hoochie mamas, Mr. Gibbs, I believe today, I think it was today, if not tomorrow, has already, if not, it will do it tomorrow. I can't remember which one. He moderated a Pearl debate. It was Pearl versus 10 TradCon women, pro TradCon women, over at Digital Social Hour. So we in Mater Nation have been hitting up Digital Social Hour podcast. I've been moderating. We've been getting a lot of our amazing panelists over there to be on the show and debate. It's been really exciting. And if you are a Mater Nation panelist, feel free to reach out to me as well, and we'll get you the list of upcoming debates, and you can try to jump in on one. And it is flying fast. Of course, we just got in our little war with Mr. Jake Brancatella, who tried to say I got fired from a guest position, which is quite strange. That was fun, but he was really realistically just mad because I yelled at him and put him in his fucking place in the middle of a debate, and he's bitching out about it now. So anyways, we've had a lot of great fun come from these, and we hit our 16 and 17,000 because of, obviously, there's a lot more exposure. Ruslan just gave us a huge shout out twice in a row on his channel. God Logic, Elijah Johnson, all of these amazing debaters and people have given us lots of shout outs. We're already at 17,651. We're about to have our 18,000 subscriber party, guys. We're not far from it. And it's the rate that it's moving. It's just going to keep going. So be ready. 20K, here we fucking come. And then after that, we're celebrating every fucking thousand after, because we finally get back to where we left off. All right, back to you guys.
That's awesome to hear that Pearl is still relevant enough to get onto a Gibbs panel. That's actually pretty impressive.
Well, Gibbs was moderating. The Digital Social Hour is the host. So he started doing the 1v10s over there. Reached out to me and was looking for some debaters, and we hooked him up, and then I ended up guest modding, and then they've been having me guest mod as often as I can get out to Vegas for them. So they're all in-person debates, so it's a lot.
I think that's
really
the first time I've heard Pearl's name since her tangle with Anna Kasparian.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
what a tragedy. That was rough.
Yeah, she really, I mean, I know my channel hit a big kick in the balls, but we're moving back up. But Pearl, like, even just the content she does, like, nobody cares anymore.
She fell victim to her own hubris, and you can't ever really, like, that's the one way to guarantee that you go away.
Well, it's also
she's that with Mr. Pickles too.
She's also set herself up to be destroyed by definition, right? Because if she believes everything that she's been espousing, the second she gets someone or finds someone that will marry her, by her own definition, she should stop what she's doing and go be a housewife, right?
Well, no, she's black pill now. She doesn't even think men should marry women. She thinks that they're safer without women. She shouldn't even be dating whatsoever if she wants to live by her own rule.
Just hey, man, that's like Myron Gaines and all these guys who have like never been in a relationship in their 40 years on this planet always say, these fucking losers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, get back to
wait, Ryan, did that documentary come out while you were gone? The Manosphere documentary?
I remember I covered a trailer for it where she explicitly, I think it's on my channel somewhere.
It was the best.
I remember at the end of it, she was asking for like $20,000 for men to be able to send a message to their ex through her.
Pearl?
Through her
No. He's talking about the Manosphere documentary that came out on Netflix a couple months ago. Wait, you were Pearl definitely gone. No. She didn't even get invited to that party. They covered Tiki Taki, Justin Waller, Sneeko, and Myron Gaines. And Myron Gaines came out on the bad end of that one because his girlfriend came in and they started interviewing her, and she was actually going completely opposite of the shit that he says that she should be saying. And
you could see the Stockholm syndrome coming out of her eyes.
Yeah. And she ended up breaking up with him shortly after that. It was beautiful. But
it's not surprising.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's called The Manosphere. Yeah, feel free. We covered it and laughed at it became the laughing stock. So it was great. But all right, back to our DSA socialism bad.
Back to the Andrew stupid fucking.
We can go that route if you want. Go ahead, Effigy. Make your claim.
Hey, I'm still missing a tooth. You know, he spent $300,000 to debate Candace Owens, but he can't pay for my fucking tooth. Andrew,
I thought you told him not to.
You did tell him that you would not.
I've never told him not to. I've never said that. I've never told him not. Did he say that?
You did tell him that you would not even use the money to fix your tooth. You'd use it for something else.
Oh, I asked him for. Yeah, I did. Okay, I see what you're saying. I asked him for the money.
Is it all for that cocaine?
At one point, I asked him if he would just be willing to like give me the money anyway, and he didn't do it. But I mean, I haven't said don't pay for my tooth. Like if he was willing to, I would absolutely. I mean, yeah, absolutely. If he, I mean, unless he spent all his money getting on the Dommy Mommy experience with Candace Owens, like.
According to Patrick Bet Value, he got anywhere between 50 and 200 million in ad revenue.
I don't believe that.
Oh yeah,
but that was your tweet, Sarah, right? Where Patrick Bet Value is justifying Andrew winning the thing because he only invested $300K into the experience and walked away with all of this ad revenue. So according to Patrick Bet Value, whatever humiliation he went through is negligible because he got a payday.
Right. Well, the last time I checked, let's see, let me pull it up. The last time I checked, his subscriber count was like 375,000. Now it's only at 379,000. So that means he could have very well gained subs, but also losing at the same time, or he only gained 4,000 subscribers off of a show that millions have watched.
Well, and his version only had
one of the biggest conservative podcast hosts in the world.
I looked at it, and
let me look at his.
Candace's had 4 million.
Yeah, so 400,000 views. You're assuming like what, $20 per every 1,000. Let's just assume. Oops, I hit.
That'd be like 800,000.
800,000. What?
Or 80,000. 80,000. Did I move a decimal?
$20 times 436,000. Why did that say?
I mean, I wouldn't deny. They probably made a lot of money.
Now you got to divide it by 1,000, right? Now you got to divide it by 1,000, though.
Oh, that's right. So 436,000 divided by 1,000 equals 436 times 20 equals $8,000. 8,700. So let's highball it. Let's say he made 10 grand off of it in ad revenue.
Well, at least he'll pay his mortgage payment.
Right. I figured Patrick Bet Value was full of shit. But
right. So 10 grand. Yeah. Because the RPM, like whatever it is, I think it's whatever it is, but it's an amount per 1,000.
Yeah.
Views, right. And
so he paid $300K, or I guess, well, he paid whatever his money was. Brian Atlas put up $150K. Allegedly, I don't know but that was the rumor, is that Brian Atlas was splitting the $300K cost. Turning Point perhaps kicked in a little bit to cover it. His Gibson Go Andrews was up to like
it's $79,780. So 300,000. Let me even double it. Let me be generous. Let's double it. Let's say he made $20,000 in ad revenue.
Sure.
Okay. Actually, let's say 50,000. Let's just say $50,000 in ad revenue. I checked his super chats. He made less than $3,000 in super chats, at least on the YouTube side of things. I think his goal said like $5,000, but I can't prove that. Even if I give him $5,000, okay, let's give him $5,000. Let's do that. Let's see. We're at 300,000 minus. We got the 80,000 on Give Send Go. We got, let's just assume $50,000 in ad revenue, minus the, let's say $5,000 in super chats. We're still we're at $165,000 shy.
Have we?
And that's me giving big numbers, big generosity.
Sarah, that Andrew has a like pregnancy kink, and maybe he just wanted to be humiliated by a pregnant woman on live TV, and it was worth the 165K payout for it because that's the ultimate fantasy. He's never going to be able to relive that moment.
I mean,
interesting hypothesis. Do you have some way to test this?
I don't. I'm just spitballing here, man. I don't know. I'm saying maybe we've looked at it.
He was sweating and very fidgety while in front of a pregnant.
Yeah, I'm not very aiming. I'm just observing. I don't care one way or another. It's just perhaps we've been looking at it all wrong. And instead of being a debate god, he was just a guy with a pregnancy kink.
Well, I mean, you say you don't care, but you're the only person who brought it up.
I'm gonna just disavow that speculation only because there's no reason to believe that.
I mean, he is, you know what I mean? A pit goblin that likes to be pregnant all the time. It tracks.
I think it's a reach, and I think my big opinion would be he wanted to try to. Ooh, I found a $20 bill. Why is this on my desk? Did
that was mine.
Well,
I
bet it fell out of my.
The goal.
Yeah,
I think we know why it's on.
I'll bet it fell out of my phone thing. Here's what I would say. I think this was an attempt to go after one of the biggest platforms in terms of the debate space. Charlie would have been the next step, right? Charlie Kirk would have been the most well-known debater, what people understand as one of the best debaters. He would have been, Charlie's like the top of our tier. So, Charlie's not there, unfortunately, anymore. But who did Charlie train? Candace. That would be the next big step. So I don't even know if he necessarily would, to me, it didn't sound like Andrew stood on that side of his argument. Because he even said he's only 75% convinced of, one way or the other. I don't think he wholeheartedly would take on that argument that he took on. I think it was just a way to go after one of the biggest debaters in this space. That's what I think, and that would actually make sense, right? Now, I don't think it was as fruitious as maybe he wanted. Like my understanding of the internet, like they fried him on the internet.
Oh, it's bad.
It was
bad.
really bad.
It looked bad.
I mean,
he came off as
big
big of an asshole as everybody usually thinks he is.
Yeah, the only thing that people really went against on Candace was like, she's just crazy. Look, she's talking about the bees, or she believes this psycho stuff, right? Whatever. Like, that's all they could do with her. But with Andrew, it was the pickle jar. It was the
you lick sniz.
You lick sniz. Like, it was the videos of him talking, like the Forbidden HQ. If you haven't subscribed to them on Twitter, please do so. It's fucking hilarious. But the videos they were playing or creating with AI, like the best one that got me. This is how I found Forbidden HQ, and I was like, I'm following just for this one. Like, they had it after Andrew leaves the debate and loses or whatever. He goes to like a street corner, finds a hooker, right, and says to the hooker like she's, he's like, how much? And she's like, $200. And he's like define $200 and starts arguing with, because he has to debate with so it was like he's getting roasted. Not like Candace is getting roasted for her what she believes.
Was that like Night of the Roxbury type shit?
What was?
God, I love that movie.
That clip where he's like $200 or whatever. He's like, define 200. That was like not Night of the Roxbury. I thought.
No, he starts arguing with her, in his define couch, define cup, define, his fucking.
But anyway, Candace is getting roasted for what she believes in, right? Their only arguments against Candace, or the only things that they complain about on Candace, is we think your conspiracy theories are crazy. That's it. Okay. However, Andrew is getting roasted, not only in the idea of the 7 charges of like you paid $300,000 for this, so on and so forth, but him and Rachel are both getting roasted as well because of their history online and their, you know, like white trash behavior. I mean, it's just they're just taking them to town.
I've seen people call out. I've seen
big one is some internet sleuths went back and found Andrew claiming that he'd been in the military, Rachel claiming that he'd been an Army sniper, and then also a video of him saying, I never served in the military. So fucking, which is it, you fat tubby bitch? Because with them soft ass hands, you were never fucking military. Fucking,
Well,
you
and
never even had a callus.
The other thing
I'm
I've
gonna
seen
pull up
people
the
bring up
video in a
quite a
second.
bit is that for a guy who claims like, you know, Orthodox Christian culture warrior, for him to pay $300,000 for a one-on-one with another female content creator is kind of like peak simp behavior.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another reason why they're roasting him too, is for that. I got the video. I'm going to bring it up because it's fucking hilarious.
Wait till she finds out that his 2 biggest fans are out there with 2 masturbation videos.
Oh,
Just pointing
all
that
right.
out, 'cause it's
Here
reality.
we go. This is hilarious.
This shit.
Here we go. All right, everybody shut up.
How much?
200.
Okay, define 200.
What?
No, you made a claim. I'm asking you to substantiate the underlying premise.
Are you buying or not?
That's not an answer. You're dodging the question! You lick sniz!
That killed me.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, I know. Well, hold on. There was one more that I thought was another like bomb diggity.
Is this the jars wide open?
No.
This
I
is why
didn't
the
think
data
that.
centers are destroying our world.
Yeah. This one, no.
Yeah,
Jars
this
Wide
cost
Open
an
wasn't
entire
as funny.
baseball team a year's worth of water, by the way.
Probably. All right, this one's funny too.
You look nervous.
What positive evidence do you have that I'm nervous?
Your leg's been shaking since I walked in.
So what?
So, you're nervous.
That doesn't follow.
Whatever. You ready?
I'm trying to determine whether this is morally consequential.
It's a lap dance.
So you concede there are consequences.
Oh my God.
That's not a rebuttal, Candace!
My name is Jasmine.
So what?
Like, that's what I'm saying. You can roast Candace on her conspiracy theories. You could say she's crazy for that. That's fine. But when your entire identity is being roasted, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not only getting roasted for having that debate, he's getting roasted for everything. And we're not getting away from it.
Well, and here's the thing, man. In a regular court proceeding, the burden of proof is on who?
Prosecution.
The affirmative.
The state.
Yeah,
the state. Mm-hmm. Andrew is arguing on behalf of the state. It's up to him to show the proof. It's not up to Candace in this scenario to show proof. It's up to her to create a reasonable doubt if we're looking at it.
Yes and no, because in the matter of a debate, the person with the affirmative prompt they bear the burden of proving their claims, while the no bears the burden of digging into the claims. However, they both had a prompt in this one. So they both had to prove their positions, both of them.
And when he said it, he believes it's about 75%. When he said there's about 75% chance, like, isn't he admitting that if he was on the jury, he wouldn't convict? Like, that's what that means, right?